thank you for joining us for episode 26, Fool's Banter Radio. I'm your host, Brad. Joining me, as usual, we're going to get nice and monotone. On the left today, we have Mr. Kyle himself. How you doing today, Kyle?
Oh boy, hey there, Brad. It's nice to see you guys. It's been a nice 2 weeks, and I'm glad to sit down with everybody and have a chit chat.
Well, it's great to have you.
It's great.
It's great to have you.
It's great.
How about you, Keith?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Good. It's good to hear that. Every 2 weeks, I wait to hear Keith go. Pretty good. And all right, hey, Stevedore, what's happening?
You ruined my joke.
You ruined the joke.
Okay,
why are we doing
this? Steve, how you doing?
It's lost.
Nope.
Damn, thank you for joining us. Welcome. We are going to get wild today. Josh can't join us. Not sure why. He just couldn't make it in town. Family reasons.
Well,
if you don't know, Josh does not live in town anymore with us, so he has to travel about 40 miles to get into town. And he
Is it really 40
miles?
So.
Is it really 40 miles?
Well, let's see here. I work about 30 miles out of town, and then there's like another 10 miles from my work to where Josh lives, so it's about 40 miles.
Wait, so why don't you pick him up?
Because I work graveyards.
He's nowhere near his work.
Am I supposed to go to work to pick up Josh? Like, hey guys, I'm here at work. I'm just picking up Josh.
When was the last time you were at work?
The last time I was at work was Tuesday.
See, I don't know what that means, right? Because it's in the middle of the night.
Okay, so it was Wednesday morning.
Yeah,
Wednesday morning. Yeah.
I used to have that problem working overnight.
Yeah, it's crazy. You lose days.
You're like, what day?
See, I'm usually his bride, but, I would
You're usually his bride, Keith? That's
Right.
Oh, that's
okay.
so sweet. It's legal.
No, that sounds dirty after you
legal.
do that.
Hey, it's not dirty, Keith. That is sweet. It's a sacred thing. Marriage between a man and another man and another man
And another
man.
Whoa.
It's a sacred orgy marriage. Okay, now we're getting dirty.
Might make someone angry. I read a statistic
Oh,
that, like,
I don't know where you're getting your
I knew you were
statistics. What is that?
I knew you were going to think that. That's from Fun with Dick and Jane.
Oh, yeah.
But
I don't know where you're getting your statistics.
But
Go ahead.
male gay marriages have like a 20% divorce rate, and female gay marriages have like a 75% divorce rate.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's because dudes give less shits. No matter what you're into,
I feel like
whether you're gay or straight, dudes give less
I feel like there's
shits.
a really
you
bad
do
pun
that,
in
that's
there
cool.
somewhere.
Where is it?
Somewhere. I don't know.
No.
I ain't gonna go.
Okay.
I ain't gonna go digging around.
We talk about it. We don't scream about it.
Yeah, no, we don't
Alright,
talk about
alright.
it. We don't talk about shit.
Bullshit.
We think about it and go, nah, don't give a fuck.
Kyle's
Who
probably
cares?
seen a bunch of these memes where it's like a guy and a girl in bed, and she's like, he's probably thinking about other women. The guy's like, what if I've ever bought two jugs of milk from the same cow?
Exactly.
That's my favorite.
That's
my favorite.
That's what I'm saying. Guys don't talk about it. Guys don't talk about shit. They
don't
Okay,
think about it.
They think about it for a second, and then we go, yeah, I really don't want to waste my breath. That's too many words.
To an extent.
To an extent. Dude, Kyle, what are you doing, bro?
Flexing on
We
you.
got these.
Dr. Pepper in his mouth. I was like, what's he doing?
We got the Winter Olympics going on now, huh?
Really?
The U.S. ain't doing very good.
They're doing alright.
So.
They're not doing bad.
Shaun White won the gold in the half pipe.
I
Came
heard
back.
Canada's
That
not
run-
doing
that
good.
run
That's
is
who I
pretty
heard
good.
is not doing good.
Yeah. What?
Canada's not doing good.
Canada's like on top. What are you talking about?
Oh,
You're
not
right.
in
Ass
normal
back
Medals.
medals.
fields.
You
I
are
was wrong.
You are Haas
No.
backwards.
Hockey.
Ass whack.
Hockey. They
Okay,
have to
so
do good in
hockey in women's, the women U.S.
US,
team
yeah.
women's finally beat the Canadian team, who's won for like the last 4
Oh,
decades.
And Germany beat them.
4 decades? Holy
It
shit.
beat
Germany
Japan.
did not. Okay, not in the men's.
Yeah.
The men's, not the women's.
Did
Yeah,
you guys
once.
know there used to be art competitions in the Olympics?
Well, I don't,
Wow.
you guys know the
Yeah.
statistics that
And-
make that embarrassing, though, right?
What?
I don't know where you're
Can
getting your statistics.
I don't even know what Keith just said.
Canadians play it 16 times more.
Wow, where are you getting these numbers?
I know.
Than Germans.
I don't know where you're getting your statistics, but so
Either that or the radio guy is stupid.
The radio got stupid.
Radio god, it's a guy.
Oh, I thought you said the radio got stupid. What the fuck is happening?
Oh my god. I don't know, but everyone's, favorite Winter Olympic game, curling. I was sitting there.
What a fucking weird ass thing.
Curling is awesome.
Dude, curling's awesome. I was sitting there
the
watching.
guy who's like down on the
I
ground.
was sitting there watching these Japanese girls do the curling like that, and I said, man, I was sitting there with my wife, and I looked at her, and I said, imagine if one of those girls jerked you off.
Oh. You think she can get you real quick? I bet she can get you real fucking quick.
And she looked at me and says, she looked at me and says, they'd rip it the hell off.
Oh, that's terrible.
No, what gets me
Well,
is they sit there and scream.
how good would they be for
They're
cleaning your
screaming.
house?
What are they screaming?
They're going, ah, go, 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 as they're scrubbing that ice.
I don't
Scrubbing
understand.
that ice.
I don't understand how that's such a big thing. I don't understand how it's in the Olympics. When I think Olympics, I don't think
It's
how far
actually
can I throw a
pretty
little
interesting if you actually watch it.
Well, it's
rock?
like
What's interesting about it? You're just fucking sliding.
Dude,
a rock
it's like
down the-
marbles. It's like
it is
marbles
like
on
marbles.
ice.
It's
dude.
like marbles. It's like shuffleboard. It's
Uh-huh.
like there's some game they play in freaking Britain that they're like rolling.
And the whole like
balls
brush
across the
thing where
grass.
they're trying to like brush it along its way is just
That's
fucking
the
crazy.
thing
to
is
me.
they gotta smooth out the ice.
It's crazy to
They
me.
gotta smooth out the
It's
ice.
crazy.
And then they'll like block each other and they'll like curve or curl
Oh!
the rock around the blocks
I
and
see what
like
you
get it
did
in the
I think
spot.
it's curling
In the thingy?
because you gotta curl milk to make butter, and it's the same motion as turning butter, right? Right?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
They're like.
Are you just on a
It
mission
just-
to
it
make
just
bad
start-
jokes
It
tonight?
it started out as some ladies turning butter, and they're like, we can make an Olympic sport out of this.
Excuse
No,
me, sir, but it's
I
called
s-
churning butter,
Yeah, I don't know.
not turning butter.
Whatever. I forgot the C.
The whole sea.
Throw something at this
boy.
guy.
Hey, that's right. It's CTUR.
Oh, speaking
And-
of the C, I
Whoa!
was
Saturn.
mentioning
Saturn.
your desktop background over there, Kyle, and you
Oh,
were saying it was
boy.
Subnautica.
I was like,
It's
look at
not
Kyle with the
Subnautica?
Subnautica background.
Is it Subnautica?
No,
It's just a
it's just
diver.
a person in the water.
Yeah. It looks nothing like Subnautica's because Subnautica's got giant scary
Yeah.
alien monster
Are we
fish.
talking about
Subnautica
video games
is
now?
fucking
We gonna
cool.
get into
I
some
wanna-
video games?
That's what
Oh.
I'm going to talk about, Subnautica.
Have you played it?
Hit us
Yeah.
home, Steve.
Recently, right?
I just bought
Just
it last
recently?
night.
Did you finish it yet, or
No,
how
I
far
bought
are
it
you?
last night. I played for like 20 minutes.
How far are you? Oh, okay.
I've
Okay.
seen the
You're
whole
not-
thing played through though.
You're not.
Oh.
That takes all the fun away from
No,
it.
it doesn't. I'm still terrified.
That is the best part.
Dude, that game is scarier than. More scary the right way to say
I don't
it.
know. I don't know. I get what you're
But
saying,
it's-
and I
it's-
agree
It's
with
so
you.
it's more
scarier than any horror game
It has-
I've ever
It's
played.
no objective, right? The only thing
There
they
is an
tell you to
objective. There's
do.
a story in it now.
Well,
A full story.
Okay, fine.
But-
You're right. But you don't have to fuck with it if you don't want
Yeah.
to. And actually, I think you let the ship blow up, something bad happens. More creatures spawn around that area.
Well, it like irradiates stuff.
So
and
you like
makes
ideally don't want
terrible
to do
creatures.
that.
Yeah.
It warps fish. even
It's
more. Turns fish into
terrifying.
Godzilla.
So there, yeah. So the the bit
It's
of
Godzilla.
the starting backstory is that you're in like a
Excuse me.
exploratory ship exploring planets that might be habitable, and that your ship for whatever reason goes down, and you have
Well,
no
you
idea
get
like
shot.
but it doesn't show it in the cinematic.
I know,
or
but
anything.
it's-
yeah,
it seems
you
pretty
find out
obvious
later
to
through the
me.
story that it got shot down by aliens on this
Spoiler
planet.
alert! Oh yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
bit. I mean, the story itself in that game, is
I mean, you
not
can
really
take it
told
or leave
by
it,
that
yeah.
narrative, but it's just kind of in the small details.
Yeah, it's told through audio logs. So
Yeah.
for someone who doesn't like that, then it doesn't matter. But
Audio logs are fine. I will not sit there and read a fucking journal though.
yeah,
Nah, there's lots to read if you want to, but it's not necessary by any means.
yeah. But anyway, so,
if they put in audio, hell yeah, go for it. I'll let that shit play
So,
while
yeah,
I do
your
other
big-
stuff.
Yeah,
Your
it's
big
like we're not playing a video game to do more work.
I don't know.
I mean,
It depends.
I listen to audiobooks. I don't walk around reading a book. You
I
know.
walk around
That's not
reading
the
a
point.
book.
The point
Yeah,
is,
that's not-
it's
that's
an
not
exploration game, and it's very fucking frightening sometimes, man. Wow,
Yeah.
it really is. Because there's so many things that you can die from. You constantly have to stay fed and watered.
It's
Water.
that is a real fear that I have is of the ocean and open water because
really?
we're
I
not
agree.
made to be in the ocean. Like humans have to learn to swim. Everything that's in the water doesn't have to learn to swim. That's how they move. That's their normal nature. I can't fight anything in the water.
It's my normal nature.
I don't win a fight in the water. I can't beat a shark. I can't beat a shark unless
Dude,
I
you
got
punch a shark in his fucking nose.
that
in the
99%
eye, bro.
of the time that ain't gonna work.
Poke him
You
in the
finger
eye.
Dead
punch him
before
in
you
the
can
eye.
get a
Finger
chance to
punch
punch
him in
a
the
shark
eye.
in the nose.
Oh, I just anytime
If you
I
start
say
bleeding
finger
in the
punch, I
water, don't
imagine
bleed
just
in
a
the
tiny
water.
boxing glove on your finger. Boom! Finger punch.
But yeah, so that you start out in just a little life pod that's all broken.
It's like on fire.
Sorry,
You guys always do this to me. You always start talking about other stuff, and I just jump back into it because I don't want to have to transition to whatever the
Just
fuck you guys said back to what I was saying.
Hold on, just imagine having two little boxing gloves on your fingers and just boxing a praying mantis because you know they got their arms out. Just boom, boom, just like trying to TKO
But then
his
he's
ass.
fucking you up, right? And for some reason, you're like
Taking
starting to
you out.
bleed your eye on your fucking. You got an eye on your.
Yeah, you got a
finger now,
swollen
magically.
eye on your knuckle and shit. You just put googly eyes
A
on your
bell
knuckles.
rings out of nowhere, and you just bring out the little pad. Oh, I'm sorry, Subnautica.
What are you guys talking about?
I totally want to finger box that.
Got a finger bang bang.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you start out in this tiny life pod that's all broken. You have nothing but a fire extinguisher, and you just have to jump
And
into
health
this
pack.
water.
Yep.
And you have to
it's
start
actually
finding
really
shit
amazing.
in the water. And
It's like
fucking
the first thing I
terrifying.
did was I went up out of the top side of the pod,
Yeah.
and I looked around, and you could see your ship off in the distance.
Yeah,
but
of
it's
course.
on
I didn't
fire.
even realize for a while you could go
Fucking
down
on
through the
fire.
bottom of your pod. I'm like, I ain't doing that. I can't see what's down there.
And then after that, you go underneath, and the world is vibrant. There's fish everywhere. It's
so bright,
It's
so
beautiful.
vivid. You're like
Yeah.
on a coral reef.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
the whole
tips.
planet's a coral reef.
It's
Whole
It is a
planet?
beautiful game.
Basically, yeah.
It
I-
is.
I
Where are
want
the
people to play
giant deep sea creatures?
They're there.
Not
So-
very far away
They're
from where
not
you
far,
started.
yeah, because you can see your ship, right? You can swim over to like
And they're-
the big mothership that's crash landed,
Mhm.
and as soon as you get over there, it'll spawn like the weakest version of what of the leviathans, which are the big monsters, which is called a Reaper Leviathan. That thing, like immediately, it's just like you hear it, just like crazy ass screeches off in the water, like loud demon whale noises, and that thing has like this weird demon skull face, and it's got these like prongs off the front that grab your ship and tear it apart. And if it grabs you, it instantly just eats you.
And you also have no way to defend yourself,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning of the game against this.
At
You
the
have
very
finger
like the
punches.
very end game stuff, you can defend yourself, but that's like the weakest version is this thing that you have to deal with that you
It's
can't
like
fight
And
back.
you can't
against.
even, yeah, and in general in that game, you can't even fight these creatures, right? They're just there and you have to deal with them, and you can use decoys.
Dude,
there's-
have they
there's
never watched
bigger ones.
Waterworld? You let it swallow you and then you blow it the fuck up from the inside.
That's not
There's
in
no
Waterworld.
bombs.
That's pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
What?
Dude, he totally uses himself to fish in Waterworld. He drags himself behind his boat, lets the creature eat him, and then he kills it from the inside.
Wow.
What? Maybe you're right.
I am right.
I'd like
There's
to
no
imagine he like took a sword and he did like a Hercules.
No, I think he had like a spear gun. I think he had like a spear gun.
Wow.
But yeah, and that's like the smallest Reaper in there. As you get deeper in the water, you have to like upgrade your ships and stuff to go deeper into the water. And there's like underwater lava zones, like active lava zones, and there's like this weird like giant dragon, like underwater dragon down in the lava zones, and there's like these huge other giant creatures. It's just like otherworldly,
It's beautiful.
and it's
Okay.
And
It's
there's
terrifying.
base
Yeah,
building.
beautiful,
There's
though.
base building, right? And there's all kinds of shit that you can make. You build yourself from a little sea glide. So you probably have the little handheld guys still.
yeah.
Did you get the sea moth yet?
No, I just made the little.
So you
handheld
graduate
thing.
into a little one-man sub, just a small little submarine that you can go even further down with that thing. And then eventually you graduate into this big submarine that you can dock your little sub onto, and then you can take it down into the depths.
There's also like a
little
little
suit.
prong suit and underwater.
Do you
That
get
will
like
take you even deeper.
underwater turrets on your sub?
You
No,
know,
not really.
Well,
I
so
watched
there's you
the-
get koi torpedoes.
there's a different type of
Decoy-pedos?
torpedo now that's like it creates a wormhole that sucks anything in and damages it.
That's pretty cool as fuck.
Yeah. but they're really like
Kyle's mom's
costly.
vagina is a wormhole.
You know,
What the hell?
there's a YouTuber that plays that game, or at least I've watched him play a couple.
Yeah,
his
who
first
was it?
time, Markiplier.
I hate Markiplier.
Marker Barb?
So he's
I hate Marker Barb too.
That's one of my-
Marker Barb's Marker
I spoke perfect English. Screw you.
Yeah,
But
but
I
his
hate
name
Markiplier,
isn't
yeah.
perfect English. His name is Marker Barb.
His name is nonsense.
And when you
just
go
like
to the
his
Marker
channel.
Bar, you got the Marker Bar, the Marker Bar.
He's
I
funny.
can't know what I'm talking about.
I know what to talk about Marker Bar.
I don't like that guy.
I don't either. His name is Marker Bar.
I like laughing at him because he's stupid. I
There you
like
go.
laughing
Oh shit, we're getting torn
Oh,
down
no.
now.
Tweet him.
Nah.
Tweet him at Marker Bar, Marker Bar, Bar.
I don't even know what the guy's name is.
He just
Mark.
does so many things. Like he misses things that are just obviously like right in front of his face.
Well, everybody does
These
that.
are the things that grind my gears.
Every YouTuber
Number
does that.
one, Marker Bar.
Barker, barker.
Breaker burger.
Breaker Breaker. Okay, what were we talking about?
Space submarines.
I don't know.
Wait,
Keith was talking about Markiplier.
I
Underwater
was talking about how he
submarines.
plays that game, and he's just like he would miss.
Oh,
so
you're
many
just
things.
talking about how he misses stuff?
Yeah, they yeah,
Yeah,
sick.
like there's a you could build a what is that called? Basically a storage box on the thing.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
and he-
literally called a storage box.
Yeah.
What?
So basically, that storage box is exactly what you said it is.
What, storage box?
Yeah,
But literally, he starts just throwing things out of his inventory instead of building that, and he has all the stuff to build it in his inventory already. And I'm like, oh god,
you fool!
you're killing me. He literally goes back to his ship and.
The base building is really cool in that game, though. There's a lot of interesting things you can build and decoration that you can find.
You can make an aquarium and get like little baby fish eggs and stuff.
Yeah, and then in the submarine that you get later too, you can put like all kinds of shit inside of there. You can fill it with storage containers. You can put your little aquariums in there and all your little stuff, and it all hangs out right there. It's so fucking cool, dude. It's pretty sweet.
It's
Pretty
terrifying.
But what you were talking about, Keith, about how he misses stuff, you notice that a lot when you watch people.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like super obvious to you, but I think everyone misses shit, and then we just don't realize
But
it.
he misses
exactly.
everything.
But if you go back and like watch yourself recorded, then you notice all
You're
the
like-
stuff that you missed.
Well, yeah, you're like focusing
Yeah.
on something else at the
Exactly.
time, and then.
But as a
Well,
viewer,
but
where you're
that-
not having to
but-
control, you can
But I mean,
observe
think
a
about
lot
it.
more.
A storage area, like that should be like.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Perfect.
if he's new to the game and he doesn't know the recipe or some shit.
He's a big YouTuber, and he probably does a lot of
See,
video
the problem
gaming.
I have with YouTubers is they focus too much on trying to make content instead of playing games. So sometimes they're way worse at games.
That's
than
because no one wants to watch people play games.
Well,
They
I
want to
do.
watch
I
content.
would.
that
I
depends.
wouldn't mind.
No.
That depends.
Yeah.
I think. So like
I mean-
I think what you're saying. There's this guy. I think his name is Sunday, some shit like that. He's a
Ice Cream
Minecraft
Sundae,
guy,
yeah.
and he is just so fucking bubbly. I can't handle it. He's for little kids. He fucking perfectly marks. He's like the number one fucking Minecraft YouTuber for
Besides
little
Stampy.
kids. And him and his little friends.
Oh, it's a pig!
And-
We're
and-
gonna go talk to the pig!
Yeah, what you're saying,
yeah,
they're
but-
trying so hard to create content, and everything that they're doing that it just comes off as fucking annoying.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why I like watching stuff like Funhouse and Achievement Hunter because they don't care. They just fuck around
See, I don't
with
watch
each
any of
other.
that shit.
There's
I
like
don't YouTube.
there's like
I'm pretty
six
sure it
guys
is
and they just
all
fuck
content
around
with them. Is like what is it? What is
I don't even
Markiplier
know.
plays a lot of like scary games and stupid
Yeah.
stuff like that. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna get scared here and like. God,
Yeah,
some,
but see-
some of those people that
but-
play the scared games, like, oh god, they annoy me. because
That's
they're,
like-
they're jumping at everything, but then I just
Well,
get into it and
they're
just, like,
purposefully
laugh at
over
'em.
exaggerating a lot of the
Yeah,
time.
exactly. There's certain YouTubers, a lot of solo YouTubers like Markiplier. I don't like freaking PewDiePie. I can't stand him. I can't
Is
stand
that
him.
is that? Can we
Yeah,
get in
can
trouble
I-
for doing that right there? Do you have to cut?
There's
it?
No, we'll talk shit about any YouTubers we want.
Yeah.
We recommend the ones that we like. We
Yeah,
talk
exactly.
shit about the
Are you
ones
sure
we
you're not
don't
gonna
like.
get some little litigation for that?
Nah.
a little gosh.
Nah.
If we do, it'd probably help us.
I'm sure they're nice people. I just don't like their YouTube
So
channel.
I'm sure some of them are not nice.
Yeah,
I,
like Logan Paul.
We can disrecommend just as much as we can recommend. So bitches.
Suck it.
Suck it,
Bewares.
Bitch ass.
If your fucking YouTube sucks, you can just fucking suck it.
Well, our YouTube sucks, but okay.
You can.
Our YouTube is awesome. What are you talking about? Our shit is jamming.
Back to what Keith was saying about people missing stuff. They focus so much that I feel like they miss extra and they do extra bad on games.
Yeah,
And it's like sometimes I want you to just like,
dude,
it's so annoying.
just
sometimes.
remember the basics. That's all
Yeah.
you need to do. And when they forget the basics, it gets
I don't like
on
YouTube,
my nerves.
but I do watch Twitch, and I have to say, especially I only really watch one guy, the Josh OG dude.
Twitch.
He plays
I think Twitch.
PlayerUnknown Battleground a lot.
I think sometimes Twitch is better because they're
different.
more
Yeah.
focused on the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people are there.
Yeah,
like,
my point is like the guy that I like to watch play PUBG is he's really good at the game.
who is it? I'm sure I watched it
Josh
before.
OG.
Yeah.
He's super good at the game, and the people he usually play with it, and they just got like fucking 130 IQ all the time when it comes to what's going on around them.
Yeah,
It's crazy. I never understand how they know where people are all the time.
So, on the topic of PUBG, Steve and I finally threw down on some PUBG.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I got
dude.
The Xbox version.
Yeah.
That's sick.
On the Xbox and like, oh man,
He-
it's hard.
He
The
saved me.
controls-
He done nailed some dude in the head.
I got him
Saved
from a
me.
distance too.
I tapped the guy like 5 times with an
And
F-16.
I
and
just
he's
shot
almost
at
down.
muzzle flash, man. I saw the muzzle flash. It took Steve down. I threw a couple rounds out there at the muzzle flash, down the guy.
That
killed
game
him.
is
I'm
game
doing
is
pretty
so
good
cool.
on the Xbox.
But yeah, well, the controls, like I said, I mean, when it comes to shooters, to me, it has to be somewhat close to the quality of smoothness as Call of Duty.
I would say this game is
Yeah.
pretty.
It's
Pretty
getting there.
close
It's
to
better
that.
than when I first tried it, but
Yeah. It's definitely improving with every update
I
on the
died
Xbox.
because I tapped a tree with a car.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's stupid shit like that. It's whatever. It's gonna happen. It's you got such a big game with so many variables, dude. That's just gonna happen. Just like
Well, no. I was
game, Skyrim.
that was on a different topic. I was just throwing out there that I died by tapping a tree with a car.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
That's-
really great.
There are some.
Sometimes you'll go
I saw
flying.
one. I saw one the other day where a guy he fucking went right in front of a UAS and the UAS clipped him on the back of his bike. He was on a 2-seater.
Yeah.
And the UAS blew the shit up and he
And
just
he
like
was good?
spun out really quick.
Well, I've seen a bunch of that, but which one was the one you talking about? Was it Shroud? When Shroud did it?
Yes.
Because Shroud is top player on any game he plays. That guy's insane.
I know.
But-
Wow. Yeah, dude.
But
that's the best.
But
I don't like
he,
him.
I watched the
personally.
video. He know like even little shit like that is a glitch in the game and shouldn't happen.
He just
He-
knows all those
yeah,
things.
he mixed it. He did it on purpose. I saw him do it
Mm.
on purpose with a motorcycle. Cut off a car with his motorcycle and knew
I
exactly where
think
to
that
let
might
it
have
hit
been
him
the
to
one.
blow
Is
it
it
up.
so he's just talking and he sees it
And he
goes
turns ever so slightly and goes, oh, and then it hits him, yeah.
up until he catches him, and then it clips and it blows up, and he's just balling. I thought it was the greatest.
That guy's crazy. Like you'll see him drop into like one of the high populated areas where 30 people drop and kill literally all 30 of them.
All the time. Well, and it doesn't help though that like 3 or 4 of them are like idiots that are just gonna run at him, being like Omega lol. By the way,
Shroud.
By the way, Omega lol, the dumbest thing I've
What
ever
is
heard on
that?
the internet.
What?
You ever heard that before?
No, thank
so
God. I'm
there
sad to
are
hear it
there
now.
are some trolls.
Think Omega lol.
There are a lot of Twitch trolls that like to
Stream snipe.
stream snipe, but they just like they don't even really try to kill you. They just like get near you
Yeah, and honk their
yell
horns.
at
There are
you.
people,
And they're like
being
yelling
banned
stupid
for that
shit,
on
and they're
PUBG.
saying like Omega lol, which is that word just triggers something in me that I can't
You're like, I
understand.
hate these people.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no.
Trigger!
Blue 4, or the company that makes PUBG, is actually banning people for stream sniping.
I thought it was Blue Hole.
Blue Hole, Blue 4, you're right.
What a
Blue
weird,
Hole.
what a
Blue
weird
4
name.
Blue 4.
What a butthole.
No, Blue 4 is a.
We got ambulance
fuck
out
you.
there.
Whoa, Black Betty.
They're gonna
Ambulance.
take your Gatorade.
Blue Hole. You were saying
Nice.
about Blue Hole. Blue
About,
Yeah, Blue
about
Hole.
a fractured butthole.
No, Blue
I
Hole.
want to play this.
Blue Hole is banning people for stream sniping in that way, just yelling or honking.
Good,
Getting near
because
people.
it's really obnoxious and it doesn't add anything to anybody's experience.
It's kind of weird because to me, I'm like on the fence about it because you're streaming. There's thousands of, for some people like freaking Shroud and the really better people who stream for like 10,000 people at a time. Like you gotta know that's gonna happen. You're in the public playing this game. You know that's gonna happen.
There's a handful of things that you could do to hide your location, right? Obviously, you just pick different servers and you fucking overlay up every time you're in game, and you just don't let it be known when you're actually searching, right? And then you can pretty much avoid that. But if you're not doing that.
But it's just like, I feel like some people...
Yeah.
I feel like there might be accidental bans for people who just happen to be honking near a streamer. Like, there might be... I feel like that's not fair to those people because...
Yeah. And PUBG does have a small history of getting
because
people...
I've done that. Like, I've driven by... I make a clip on the Xbox where this guy was fighting a guy on foot. He was driving in circles with him in a car trying to run him over. Guy shooting at him with, like, a sniper, so it's like a stupid fight going on. I'm just like, me, and I just nail the guy with the sniper, and I stop, look at the other guy in the car, he stops, I honk twice and drive off, and he hops out to get the loot. And I was like, you're welcome, buddy, and I honked at him. Like, I feel like if that guy in the car was streaming, because I did that, I might have gotten banned because they thought I was stream sniping.
That's happened a couple times where it's just like a ridiculous incident like that.
Oh, another one happened too. I drop into like this, at the middle of nowhere, like nobody else should have been there. Another dude lands in front of me, and instead of going into the houses, he gets a car, and I take a couple shots at him, like I had found a pistol in a hut on the way there. I take a couple shots at him, so he jumps in his car and drives in circles around the town as I loot the entire town, honking his horn constantly. Drives in circles until he completely runs out of gas, and then he stops, gets out, and like walks into the house I'm in, and we stare at each other for a second, and then he jumps, and I just shoot him once with a shotgun. And then he sent me a message, he's like, bro, I was just trying to give you a ride.
You should have boxed him. You should have do the honorable thing.
No.
Box him IRL.
Do the honor. I don't know how many times.
I'm all about the stats in that game.
I don't know how many times you started
gaming
gaming like school, and you just try to box the first person.
Yeah,
that is so funny.
When me and Brad were playing, I think it was like the second game, we dropped down, and I like immediately start looting. I'm like, I get an AK, and Brad's like, oh, there's somebody punching me. I'm like, what are you doing? Run away. He's like, oh, she knocked me out. I'm like, what are you doing? Run away.
I landed in a field, ran into a shack, grabbed a helmet, and someone else landed in a field right behind me, and she ran up behind me as I was putting on the helmet and started punching me in the head. So I threw a couple punches as I was backing up, and she downed me. That's all that happened.
It would seem like, because I kept telling Brad, I was like, just run away, come to me, I have a gun. And then I come out there right as the person's finishing off Brad, and I'm just like, dead, like tap fire, like 100% accuracy to this person.
And then he didn't even grab the helmet.
And I was like, you killed my brother, you bitch.
Yeah. That game does create some fantastic moments.
But, I mean, we landed next to this bunker or whatever, but there was a ton of people. And Steve followed this one guy into the bunker. So, yes, one guy in the bunker, we were both going in there. Steve ran down there first. This guy was already grabbing all the guns. He grabbed Molotovs. He had guns, but he couldn't get the clip in because Steve was over there punching him. And I ran in there. I was punching him and shit. He threw a Molotov. Hit all of us, but he had gotten beat up by all of us, so he was trying to run up and out of the bunker. He got downed. We were both at half health, and we took his shit. Yeah. So we got pretty good loot. We both had guns and shit, and so we knew there was...
Shit. We got guns and shit.
That's all you need is guns and shit.
Yeah, the shit is the armor.
But we knew there was a ton of people above us. We could hear fighting going on and everything, so we're like, we're just going to chill in this bunker. We're going to look around the corners. We're going to both stand on either end of just the entrance. And we saw a couple people peeking down there.
There's this
and we're like, oh, these motherfuckers know we're here. We know they're here. And they throw a grenade. And I'm like, oh, grenade! So Steve turns around and starts running. And I turn and look. And they see it roll past us. Way past us to like the point where we're safe. I'm like, no, you gotta stay there. And Steve, no. Boom.
He ran into
the
grenade.
The thing. So I'm so used to grenades having ridiculous blast radius because I don't know if it's just the Xbox compared to like PC. Like the blast radius seems way bigger than in that case where it didn't hurt Brad because it was not that far away.
Dude, it was maybe 20 feet away.
And I also wasn't going to listen to him because it was like his second game. So I was like, he doesn't know the radius of grenades. This thing's going to murder us.
I didn't take a single hit.
So I tried to get to some cover.
So I turned to look to watch Steve get blown the fuck up, and I turned to see this guy come down the stairs, and I was looking over the left shoulder, so the aim was a little janky. And so I tried to shoot at him, but he took me out.
There was a bummer.
Had
I listened to Brad, we would have killed that guy too. Got his.
Oh yeah.
If I would have just stayed there.
That was pretty funny. Look at you guys. Wow.
Yeah,
It was
but
pretty
our
fun,
first
though.
game we got like 19. Team 19 or some shit.
19th place.
No.
You realize that's not very
Was it?
far, right?
No, that wasn't our first game. Our first game we got like 9th or 10th or something.
It might
Oh.
have been 10th.
There was 19 people left. We got 9th place because it was duos.
Oh! And then the rest of the games we were like first to die.
Yeah.
Well, I've been playing Diablo 2 lately, and I
Gross.
Whatever.
gosh.
Get out here with that
I
gross.
can't play it anymore.
So you've been playing Diablo 2 just vanilla? Fucking, there's something coming out Kyle's ass
whatever
that
you
is
consider
not
online.
vanilla.
I mean, I've played a little bit of.
Cocoa butter, baby.
That's what cocoa butter does. I don't want none.
You just eating that shit? Fucking cocoa butter tastes so good.
I don't know why I said cocoa butter.
Because you're making
Oh,
cocoa butter.
that's
All right.
kill you.
I remember that it's not really a joke, but there's this Reddit post on Ask Reddit. It was of all the male names, what is the worst one? I'm sorry, Keith, this will take 2 seconds. And the first answer, it's funny because I just said, I'm sorry, Keith, because the first answer is, I'm sorry, Keith.
So is that the worst
That's
name
the
on
worst
Reddit?
name of all time, apparently.
According
I'm
to
sorry,
Reddit, I mean-
Keith.
It just says, sorry, Keith. And then Chad, which is funny because
The worst name, my ass. I've heard some shitty ass names.
sorry, Keith.
Like
I
cocoa
think I-
butter?
Okay,
I
so
think you
shitty
just
name.
you have a bias towards your name, which
So
is clearly
you've been
terrible.
playing vanilla Diablo?
Yeah, well, yeah.
You've been playing online or what?
Online, yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh shit, you get that and that.
You got
Annie?
Enigma,
You got Annie?
Hotel,
No, but I got a
Hotel,
couple.
CTA?
BTOD.
No, I don't. I'm not even level
BOTD?
60 yet. Like,
Aw, he's
You
just
got a co?
baby.
You got a co?
Go for you.
You got
people,
Sheko?
people,
Lamb?
there's too few people online, so half the time, like, you're trying to find a game like
Arachnids?
Trish runs are not too bad to find, but try to go find a good tomb run
okay.
and it starts to get shitty from there.
Well, see, I don't think there's
BK?
enough people that play that game to level.
have split servers?
like you used to level.
So here's the thing: is they've combined all the servers.
what does that mean?
They have or
Means
Oh,
so
US
there's
West,
no
East.
US West, there's no US East, there's
there
US,
still is right
That's
now.
interesting.
and so they're fucking each other, and then
that's-
they're making sweet Diablo love.
Are the bots?
I think that's what
gone?
they're talking
The
about.
bots
doing.
are gone. There are no
there
spam
bots?
bots.
Yeah, there's no spam bots. Yeah.
There's
Wow.
no spawn bats.
Spawn bats are
There's
horrible.
seriously no spawn
Yep.
bot.
Dude, Blizzard put in quite a bit of support
For the
for
D2s?
D2 recently.
Really?
Also, Warcraft.
Yeah.
There's quite
Remember they
a
had an
few
update
people
for Warcraft?
playing
Although,
it
I do
right
have to
now.
say, Brad, I've been playing it. There is still US West and US East, and I think that's the problem with the games right now.
Okay, well then they're merging it soon.
Yeah.
Within
That's what I've heard.
Within a
is the
month,
soon.
they're merging it,
Then-
and
Well.
yes, so they've put in quite a bit of
Wow.
support. Lots of people are playing it. There's a lot of videos popping up of Diablo 2 recently.
Must not
You
have
can't-
a lot of views.
So yeah, but I don't know if you could play it as we once played it traditionally. You know, where you Trist run up and then
That's what everyone's doing.
and then
know?
You can't-
you
we-
like
we
G
can't
rush
together.
Is G rush still a thing?
The fuck is G Rush where you
With the
like,
power of
The Pug
friendship.
rush where you just what's it called? Push yourself all the way to hell.
yeah, as you're level 1
Th-
and
th-
shit.
there's still the
Yeah.
bumping and
And
all
then
that.
you do like
Then you do
sanctuary
like
runs,
you do sanctuary for quite a while,
and then finally bail.
The
and-
maybe
thing
a
that's
little
gonna
bit
be-
of cow in there somewhere.
or
too, I
no, you
think.
do sanctuary or you just do Uber Trist power level.
Oh yeah, I never got into that. I never.
That's 'cause it's
checked
hard
that
to
out.
do.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the one thing that's going to be hard from what I hear to do is the Stone of Jordan waiting for Diablo to
Oh, you're
walk there.
talking declone. Declone's
Yes.
Yeah,
literally
'cause-
impossible
and
right now
the
because
duping thing is gone.
all it was a sync for duplicated Sojas, which there's no more duplicated Sojas, so
There's no. more
there's not
duping.
enough Sojas
That
to
was-
get decloned.
That was the worst thing, man. You were like, all right, I got all of these high runes. I'm fucking sitting pretty right now. You log off, you come back on. There's just like little spots missing everywhere. All your duped runes disappeared.
Yeah,
There's
fucking
no
bugged
way to
me.
even tell they're duped. You're like, fucking ah!
Burn, please.
Perm, please, yeah. For some reason, we thought the way to deal with that, and I don't even know to this day if it's true, it's just what we thought.
I did some research on it. It's something very similar.
But what you had to do is you had to open up a trade with somebody and then close it real quick and then leave the game before you left the game. You wanted to open a trade first, right? Is that
Yeah, something like that.
And we just call it perm for whatever reason.
So, Keith, let me
It seems
guess,
like it
you're
worked.
playing Druid.
That's not the first character I'm playing now.
What are you?
No?
Wait,
You're
wait.
level 60 with someone else?
Hold up.
I'm playing
Barbarian?
Paladin, dude.
Paladin
Oh.
and
Let's go for a
Swords.
Hammerinian.
Paladin Source?
Or a cold source for MF.
If I was going to play D2.
Yeah, see? Keith's shaking
right
it.
now.
Keith's...
I think
Yeah, shake your head
and
to
I
the
wouldn't,
audio-only
I wouldn't
podcast.
play it like we used to play it, right?
Sorry,
Because
I'm
it's a very different game now since you don't have access to all of the things quite as easily.
Well,
It's
access
only the
to
one
everything?
thing.
the
is-
high runes? No, I mean like...
High
High
rune
runes
drop
is still-
rate has been increased.
yeah,
So you could solo to get high runes.
yeah, and we have friends. We're all friends. We can.
We're all friends.
Like I
Okay.
said, with the power of
We rock
friendship,
this.
you
I'm
can
not
play
gonna
it
lie,
like
that
you
makes
used
me
to.
kind of interested. I feel like Steve would not play.
No, I would play Diablo 2.
Would
Would
you play
you?
Diablo 2
Yeah.
with us?
I like Diablo
Dude, if
2.
we
I don't
could-
like Diablo 3.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
Dude, see, I am not playing it.
Wait, what?
Boo.
I went and did that thing. I wanted to make a mod for it and just get a group going.
For the podcast. Come on. Just
yeah,
try it.
exactly.
Try it. Come on.
I do a podcast.
I feel like
Let's play
we
of that
should
shit.
play at least through Nightmare together.
Through Nightmare.
Right, because that won't take very long, and then it could be pretty fun to play. I forget.
I was on that kick, but yeah. I mean, it's a possibility. We'll look into it.
I've been on that kick. I don't know how.
But
many
what
times.
I'm waiting for is March 2nd.
And
because-
the thing that makes it the most worth it, we don't have to worry about deleting our characters anymore.
What do you mean?
Oh, they added like twice as many character slots.
Well, no,
You
and,
guys reminded me of something I wanted to talk about.
and they don't do
Well,
they don't do
I
that
want
thing where they
something.
like that's the 5 days things and all that. That's only for when you're starting your character. It seems because I started characters a while back, and I do have a level 90 sorceress on regular Battle.net.
Wait.
But nobody plays
Oh.
regular Battle.net right now.
And so
Everybody's
there's
on
ladder
open
and-
or on yeah on
Ladder
ladder.
and Battle.net, so...
Yeah, but everybody's on ladder.
So, while we're on this genre, I'm waiting for March 2nd because Pokemon
Pokemon!
has come to Path of Exile.
Wait, what?
What?
Pokemon has come to Path of Exile.
Is there gonna be like little pet battles?
There is a new league called Bestiary
Can you fight your pets
in
against
Path
each
of
other?
Exile. So,
You can fight your pets each other? Pets fight each other?
I thought, you
Each other
know,
pets fight?
I was thinking, you know, it's not really Pokemon, it's just whatever, but there are lots of similarities to it. So what you get is you get this book, you meet this guy, he gives you a book, and he gives you a bunch of traps. And you can go around and capture... Kyle is bringing up the Path of Exile website right now. He has his computer next to him, so
Oh,
he's
gosh.
losing his mind. So let's pause for a second, and you guys can watch the trailer.
Exactly how does the
Okay,
core gameplay
so-
loop of this league work?
Hold on. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna talk about it right now. Quit reading it. So we just watched the trailer. So what you saw with the little arena, you don't fight each other with your creatures. You capture the beasts across raid class. There are different traps. You know, different kinds of traps. And it's a consumable item, so you just throw them out as you're fighting. You can't kill the enemy while they're being captured. But when a beast's health highly determines the chance for them to be captured.
I see why you keep doing that.
Highly determines their chance to be captured. And then the little arena that you saw there, you have your managery where it stores all the beasts that you've captured. And instead of you battling each other's beasts, you pick a bunch of beasts to put in an arena, and you battle them.
Oh, I don't like
as
that.
it's an action RPG. Well, you sacrifice them. You have to do an epic fight with all the creatures you want to sacrifice in order to craft an item.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Which is pretty cool because, I mean, the recipes are like white, any crab, this certain breed of bear or something like that, and, something else to create an amulet with life, something like that.
Cool story.
So the crafting recipes are pretty...
You lost
So
me.
it's kind of like
You lost me.
So you don't battle
Ubers.
each other. What
You lost me when you kept
Mini
saying
Ubers.
Pokemon, but then I couldn't fight my friends.
You can fight your friends, just not with the beasts.
So that just gave
You
me
fight the beasts.
a really good idea for a game.
It's an action RPG.
I just had
it's all
this
about.
brilliant idea. Check this out. What if there was a game where, think of it kind of like a card game where you get to choose like a deck, right? And you have all of these options at your disposal, and you're going against somebody, right? Now imagine that it's set in Path of Exile, and it's all of the beasts of Path of Exile, right? And you got all of the beasts, right? And you choose them, and you play it in an RTS manner, right? Where you can move multiple things around at the same time in the battlefield, and you fight each other. Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
I totally don't get what you're saying.
RTS, real-time strategy.
It just sounds like an RTS.
Like an RTS,
But Path of Exile themed, I don't get it.
MOBA RTS. Well, Path of Exile is the
Cool story, bro.
It's all the, like the
Yourself on
creatures. It's all the creatures and shit because I don't know. Yeah, those creatures are kind of cool, right? I wonder if you could be like, I take my big old flying fat bird and my other big old flying fat bird and I attack.
But yeah, I mean, they have all the basic...
Why isn't there a card game in this game? Every good game has a good card game.
There is a card
that's
game.
even better than the actual game. Witcher.
There is a card game.
What?
No, there's just divination cards that you trade in for
You're
items.
totted.
It's a card game. You collect them. Yeah, I mean, they have all the
He's
basic...
trying to
The
suffocate
basic
today.
beasts that you capture, and then they have legendary beasts
Dude, it's not Pokemon.
that you capture.
If
And
I
then
can't catch them all,
And in the sacrificing thing, you sacrifice like a certain recipe of creatures to open a portal to one of the spirit beasts, which has like these themed. There's now kind of these set items in Path of Exile, but they're not actual sets like you would have in Diablo 2, where they give each other bonuses. They just kind of are themed the same, and they're adding aspects, like aspect of the crab, aspect of the
Crab.
yeah, crab just like generates crab barriers, which is the stupidest name ever. But the set looks badass, and yeah, all this different set pieces have different interactions with the crab barriers.
That's
what they
pretty
do.
cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's pretty sweet. I'm super excited to run around and just capture all the creatures. And then they added like the Uber Elder fight, which is pretty much they just put the two hardest bosses in the game together in a small room, and they said, "There you go."
You guys want something impossible? Have at it.
Yeah, that's what they call it. They're like, this is something that every single player can strive to do, because chances are they won't do it.
You probably had to be pretty fucking jacked.
Yeah, so I'm
Good
playing
character.
playing Path of Pokemon Exile.
What's the
March 2nd.
Thank you.
That's
They
why
play
you
the
don't
last
wanna
league
play.
ball, I think.
That's really why he doesn't want to play Diablo 2 with us.
What? Oh, right.
Well,
Because
yeah.
he's got too many action RPGs going on in his life.
Well, see, lately, aside from playing a little PUBG, Kyle and I got down on some Overwatch.
Don't worry, LG rush you,
We
man.
did play a few games of Overwatch a few days. Yeah.
I was Torbjorn all day
Torbjorn.
long. I was doing some work with him too.
I wanted to say something, and I was like, Torbjorn attack. I was like, you're killing us right now. Some maps just aren't like meant for Torbjorn.
Yeah, but then I
didn't
was
wanna
getting like
ruin his
top
dream.
kills. So fuck off.
Sure. We didn't win a lot of those games. That's
Dude,
for
we
sure.
won almost all of them. What are you talking about? I was
We're getting based
Torbjorn
on-
all day long.
Oh no, that's when I played with those other dudes, right? I played with a group of 6, man. And when you're in a group of 6, you're gonna play groups of 6, and it can be fucking difficult on your butthole.
That's because none of them were Torbjorn.
Torbjorn.
Dude, don't work with him. If you know how to use his weapons, he
Well,
can do some work. Lots of damage
his
output.
turret doesn't do shit.
Lots of damage output,
you
and
don't
he
have to do
survives
shit.
like a motherfucker. Because if you just keep spamming armor on yourself and everyone around you,
Armor.
armor here.
What are you fucking looking at?
I'm trying to think of a game for later.
Oh, there you go.
I
But
got something good.
so you got to pay attention to this, Steve. So the two games I've mainly been playing is I finally beat Fallout 4.
Oh, man, I don't care.
What
about that.
ending did you pick?
Huh?
What?
So here's the thing:
Did
is
you
my
pick-
mod. I went with the
Did you-
Minutemen.
did
I'm a
you pick-
Minuteman guy.
Did you pick?
Amen.
Did you pick the one ending or the second ending?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
there's
was gonna
only
say,
two
there's,
endings
like,
in the game.
So because of my mods, it completely bypassed the end cutscene, so I didn't know the game even ended.
Okay.
Until I'm like, okay, there's no more main quest for me to do, and I looked up, I'm like, oh, I already beat it, so I YouTubed the ending video.
Yeah, there's literally only two different videos.
And they only changed, like, the first 2 words that he says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's fine. I didn't mind the ending, whatever. I'm going with the Minutemen because my plans are to build an entire community in every single settlement. I'm going to rebuild the Commonwealth. That is my
so
goal with mods and everything.
That's
And the
awesome.
Minutemen are going to do it.
What level are
I
you?
destroyed the Brotherhood. That end battle with them was
What level
crazy.
are you?
Fuck, it was so
The last battle with
I'm
the
level
Brotherhood in that
25.
isn't the last battle with the Brotherhood in if you're choosing like
That's
Minutemen,
what I should
isn't that
play.
at the
Castle?
the railroad place, isn't it?
No, so I haven't done anything with the railroad. I'm gonna go there because I evacuated the synths from this tube.
Oh, maybe
before
that's
I blew
if
it
you're
the fuck
one
up.
of the
What do you mean
I-
you haven't done? You surely found the railroad already.
Yeah,
though,
I
right?
found them. I talked to them, but I didn't do any quests or anything with them.
Really?
But I
Maybe
found
it's only one or two.
yeah. So I found or I evacuated the synths from the institute before I blew it the fuck up, and so apparently I can still work with the railroad if I want. But with the Minutemen, after I blew up the institute, they're like, well, now we got this other thing. Look at this ship over here.
Did you try to steal?
We got to blow this motherfucker up. And I already had artillery everywhere, so they're like, we just blow it up. Say the word. Fucking push a button. Blew up the fucking Prudwin or whatever, Brotherhood. And they're like, oh, fuck. And so here comes a swarm of vertibirds over to the castle, and that was an insane fucking battle.
That's cool.
I didn't know that.
I never did that one.
I don't think I ever did that.
And
That's
that
like
was
an after
fucking
the end kind of
hard,
thing.
dude, because it was just vertibird after vertibird and just dropping in Brotherhood people.
Dude, you just need
By
Gatling
the end of that fight, I was completely out of ammo. My power armor was almost done because I'm power armor only. The only thing I wear under my power armor is charisma
What do you
clothes
shoot
for
with?
shops. I
do you
use like
use?
everything. I use rifles, pistols, automatic weapons.
Wait, but what do you?
I spent almost all my power cores because what I used mostly was my Gatling laser. And I was just using all my
What
fusion
you need
cores.
to do
Like,
is you need to go melee power armor only.
It's fucking
Super
insane.
sledge, you one hand a super rocket sledge and just one hit anything, and you can like.
well,
get the-
you have to
it was
invest all
level-
your skill points into melee then.
Yeah, with the
I've
level-
done that, and I don't
It's
really
so,
want to.
It's so good though, because you get the shoulder charge with power armor and just send people flying.
Yeah,
You can
I
knock
don't want
people
to. I
off
want to be
cliffs
able to
and stuff
shoot
like
with
that.
power
It's
armor. I want to
so
rain
awesome.
down death from above with a jetpack.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So
do a lot
I got
of
my
melee.
Gatling laser. I have a cryo flamethrower.
That
So
thing is
it does
also
fire
cool.
and ice. Not the cryolator. I have it does fire and
The
ice.
special one.
Yeah, and I have myself a robot. I named him Beef. He's this blue.
Oh yeah, you got all the DLCs
He's
and
this,
stuff too.
yeah, he's this blue
Where's the
robot,
beef?
and he's got Robotron legs, so he moves around really quick. Not Robotron, RoboBrain legs. So the treadmills or whatever, the treads. So he rolls around quick, and he's got a cryo gun on one arm and lasers on one arm.
That's fucking
A
sick.
Saltron helmet, and he rolls around and just destroys shit.
That's sick.
He's the only reason that I finished that Brotherhood fight because I
Did
was
you just hit
completely out of
behind him?
ammo. I kept having to like jump in the room and jump out so he comes back to life, and he was just like wrecking shit. But yeah, his name is Beef.
Beef.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Have
I
you
roll
done
around
any
with
other
beef.
DLCs yet?
I'm doing Point Lookout again. I've done Point Lookout.
Far Harbor.
Yeah, same shit.
No.
It's literally the same.
Point Lookout was better, but Far Harbor's pretty
No,
damn
Far
good.
Harbor's good. That environment.
Point Lookout
is
was
awesome.
one of the best DLCs I've ever played though.
But yeah, I used all my fusion cores trying to destroy these fools. And so yeah, I beat the game. I'm going to rebuild the settlements that just opened Vault 88 to build the vault. But
So
That
that's
is
where I want to
close.
store all my suits
I fucking
then,
love
so
that.
that all my people get in the suits and help me with.
well, I try, having my follower in a power armor suit, but the problem I came across is that the pieces on him would break instantly.
Yeah, there's
Then
some
when
they're in
weird, there's
power
some
armor.
really weird things with companions and power armor. It's just broken sometimes.
Yeah,
It doesn't
it
work.
would just break instantly. But yeah, I'm gonna have all my Minutemen
Oh,
have
okay.
standard issue uniforms for each town.
That is so cool.
Oh, it makes me want to play Fallout 4 again so bad.
It's just it's the
With the
settlement
mods,
is a
man,
whole
with
game
the
itself.
mods.
If you get all the good settlement building mods, you
And
just
they
have
actually,
a whole...
it's actually good now too. When the game first came out, it was really clunky.
A mod that I like
pretty-
lets you set up a campsite wherever you want, and then you can turn that campsite into a workbench and set up a settlement wherever you want. So I had like a settlement that was on top of a overpass.
Yes, I would love to
up
have
on
one.
top, and I was
There
just
was-
like,
Yeah, that's
Awesome
the one
shit.
like
You
with
can-
the garden with the robots.
There was
right?
a spot I found.
no, I don't think so.
There's a
green-
settlement.
No, I made
Grey
my
Garden,
own.
Grey
Yes,
Garden, right?
yes, yeah.
You can do it with Grey Garden.
There's a spot at
Yeah.
the edge of it where you can build up there.
But yeah, no,
Great
I
garden.
use the mod to
Yeah.
make it so
I've
I can
done
put
that.
my own settlement wherever I want. So I could do it on top of a skyscraper or something. I could go up like
That's-
Trinity
that is
Tower and make
Yeah,
a settlement up
that's
there.
the way
and,
it
like,
should
build-
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which brings me to another mod, which is a overhaul mod called Frost. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but
No, please elaborate.
this mod I did not know exists. It's still in the alpha
It's probably not on
phases,
the Xbox.
but
That's probably why.
it looks so good. Kyle's gonna look it up or what?
Oh, man.
Yeah. So this mod overhauls the game to take place a few years after the bombs dropped, and it's just a wicked survival mod where you start off like super starving. It makes it super realistic as far as damage goes, and resources all around you. So if you roll up to a group of guys that are just trying to survive, a good hit with a lead pipe on someone's head is going to kill them.
Sorry, I was just looking if I even had this game installed still. I don't have your family share though.
We'll
I need
fix
your
that.
family share.
But yeah, so this game is like the
Just curious.
ultimate survival mod. Is ultimate survival overhaul mod.
So you gotta eat and drink. I'm guessing.
Well,
impacts
it only takes place a few years after the bombs drop. So they put in like this entire underground subway system where everyone's down there trying to survive. In order to go on the surface, you need a gas mask, or you're just gonna die right away. And mostly you roll across people that are just trying to survive. Anytime you roll across enemies, they're going to stand their ground now. They're not just going to charge you and attack you. They're going to be like, hey, this is our fucking place. Don't come near us. So anytime you want something someone has, you're going to have to commit and try to take it strategically. Otherwise, you're going to get fucked up.
So it's a whole new game.
Yeah, basically. If someone rolls up with you with a lead pipe, they'll kill you in one shot in the back of the head.
Wow, what?
Yeah, guns are like super lethal, but they're super rare. There's ghouls around, and those fuckers will fuck you up.
Oh my god,
It's like super. This shit is super scary because you're rolling around and you hear dogs growling, and if the dog fucking bites you, he'll like cripple your arm in one bite, and you're like, oh fuck. But you can like kill the dog in one hit with melee weapons.
Bang.
It's fucking crazy. And, you're just trying to survive, so they have, like, this sanity system. So if you decide you're just going to go around and, like, kill people, you'll go insane. You'll start, like, hallucinating and shit like that.
What? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Alcohol lowers or increases your sanity. Makes you a little more sane after you kill people. So you could drink away your problems. Yeah. But you're
But then
like
you'll become
super
addicted to
dehydrated.
alcohol.
Water is like super scarce. Food is super scarce. If you drink dirty water, you can get like sick. You can get parasites. Yeah. But the
Sounds like
only way
playing-
to play it is in survival mode. Permadeath. You gotta play permadeath because if you die, you're done, man.
That's pretty crazy. That sounds pretty awesome.
It's super awesome. You gotta check it out. I can only give you so many details.
Sounds
'cause
like playing 7 Days to Die.
I've only watched it. I haven't played it myself.
Except
Oh, okay.
But
I'm better.
I plan on it. I just wanted to beat Fallout 4 before I do it.
You ain't even never played it.
Dude, I watched it
sounds
played,
cool as fuck.
in detail, and this dude was super sketched out. There's caltrops and stuff like that that'll just slow down your enemies.
I watch videos of people completely remaking New Vegas in the Fallout 4 engine.
Well, it's the but there's a it's from the same creator as the very controversial New Vegas mod that does kind of the same thing. Or just
why is it controversial?
Yeah,
because it's so fucking hard that people, hard games, people don't like them. Some people don't
I don't
like
know what's controversial about that. Get over it. You don't have to play it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody tells you to play Dark Souls, right? Nobody
Exactly.
told you to download this mod.
And explosives are super devastating.
Ooh.
Someone steps on a landmine, they're fucking gone.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're fucking done.
And you're not gonna see death claws or anything like that rolling around because
they don't exist yet.
Yeah, it's at the beginning of the apocalypse. You go outside and it's just fucking fallout everywhere.
That's so cool.
And you need a gas mask.
Metro.
Armor helps.
Yeah,
mask on the surface.
Armor's revamped. Weapon damage is revamped. Armor.
Get your armor.
Oh my god.
Yeah, check it out. It's called Frost. It's fucking.
They're dorking out.
I'm gonna have to try. It's just makes Fallout 4 an intense survival game.
You know what doesn't make it Fallout 4 an intense survival game? Fallout VR apparently. Apparently it's garbage.
What are you talking about? I've seen it played a little bit. It looks
apparently it's garbage.
I want to be in there.
It's not built for VR, so I guess that makes sense.
Garbo.
But I don't know. I think it's pretty well done.
I think Fallout game in VR would be pretty phenomenal.
Oh,
that's what Fallout 4.
You guys reminded me of something a while ago. You're talking about they added more save slots to Diablo 2. So, this game Metal Gear Survive.
Character slots, but okay.
Whatever, character slots, save slots, same thing. But...
Not really.
Kinda.
A little bit.
Depends on
a little bit. But this game Metal Gear Survive, which is just a really, really crappy cash-in on Metal Gear Solid 5, is the craziest thing. Because you hear about EA's, all their shit with their microtransactions. This Metal Gear Survive has one save slot, and you have to pay.
What's it called again?
Metal Gear Survive.
Okay.
I know. I keep saying it because I don't even know if that's actually what it's called.
You said it 100 times, so I figured I'd ask you
that's actually what it's called. But it has one character slot, one save slot. And that's just for your character's level. But all I guess the items kind of stay. But you have to pay money to get another character slot.
Well, EA is pretty awful.
It's not EA.
Character here.
It's
why did you mention them then?
Because it's
speaking of EA,
it's getting as controversial as that.
Disney is dropping EA.
Did they?
Disney is dropping EA.
Good, I guess.
So no more EA Star Wars games.
Yeah, I did hear that.
I'm not
but
that disappointed by that.
They're like you motherfuckers. You
That's
fuck
crazy.
Well, they haven't done the greatest job with.
Just their fucking microtransaction models is ridiculous.
It's what are we on the Nintendo?
Why do we need a currency in every game that you possibly have? It's getting fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't like about
I don't even really care about the Battlefield thing. It's to me what was bizarre to me was Shadow of War, which is exclusively a single player game.
Here's the thing is what happened to having microtransactions for free games, and that was what justified the game being free.
Well, and it having microtransactions.
What is with this new? You buy a game $60, but you also half the content is gated behind more paywalls.
Yeah,
and it was bad enough when it started with DLC. At first it was
DLC
expansions.
is one thing.
At first it was actual expansions where you felt like you got a new game, right?
It does feel like they're classic.
That's just fine.
Bethesda still does that well, but Call of Duty, for example, and their fucking map
Call of Duty, I feel like their map packs
That's
have always been
terrible.
way too expensive.
See, honestly, that's
I don't
still
think
creators.
$15 for 3 maps is not worth it in my opinion.
That is still creators after the fact that their game was released, sitting there and putting more time and money into making more content for it. That's fine.
I agree with that.
Fair enough.
I don't agree with their price points on as far as Call of Duty is concerned. Just Call of Duty.
Fair enough.
Call of Duty.
But okay, so yeah, I guess my biggest grievance is definitely the microtransactions that exist in all of these games. There's
in
a
the
currency.
games you already paid for.
Yeah, exactly. A game that I paid $60 for, I don't plan on spending any more money on this game. I bought it already. So give me an experience that's worth $60.
Honestly, if you want people to make, or you want to make continuous money off of people, again, make the game free and then have
I don't like that
a bunch
either,
of cool cosmetic shit. Because
well,
if you make a quality game that is free,
maybe.
then people aren't going to support you by buying the cool extra shit.
My thing is, most of these companies, besides certain ones, already have at least some game like that out there. But you got to have both spectrum of games.
I don't know,
and but you have to have the sold game at that set price with none of that microtransaction bullshit. And
it depends.
And then
Again,
Clearly,
it depends
you don't
on,
have to.
It depends on what the microtransaction is like. Okay, so
They should.
So let's look at some decent models. Elite Dangerous, you pay $60 for that game, get the entire fucking game. The only thing that you ever had to pay any extra more money on is visuals for your ship. That's it. 100% visuals. There's not a thing in that game that you could pay money for. I'm cool with that model. That's not bad.
Even that. Hold on. Even that. Let's go back to Elite Dangerous before we hit on Path of Exile. But you said you paid $60 for the game, but there's a bunch of cosmetic shit that's extra money.
Yeah, that's true. There's a fuck ton of cosmetic shit that you can do in the game.
See, why isn't that included as unlockable features in the game?
I don't know, but
to me that's
it doesn't bother me that much. Yeah. You're not wrong.
If you're paying an initial fee to get the game, why is there more fees to get these extra little things in the game that should just be?
I think that.
You remember games used to have outfits that you could just unlock in the game just by playing the game.
It used to be fun to do that too. Yeah. Like sometimes it was really hard. Yeah.
But now you have to pay real money for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
I know, but that's at least a model.
But then, like you said,
okay with.
Path of Exile, completely free game. Every single bit of content
you have to consider
is free. But then you have most of the fans who have no problem spending money for it because of that.
I think you have to consider how Path of Exile came to be, though, too, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Path of Exile started as an alpha game, you know.
It started as
it built slowly from a small team and eventually grew and grew. Elite Dangerous, on the other hand, started with the big team in a big developing company.
Which means also it's corporate, which is
a
business.
Corporate-ish. I don't know. I feel like Frontier is a pretty good developer.
But I mean, it's still corporate, which is where those extra charges come in.
They're not an American corporation though, so they're.
I still.
Know. I feel
Blizzard
like,
seems
I
like
feel
one
like
of
they
my
do pretty
favorite
well.
companies still right
I feel
now.
like they have
a lease.
Blizzard just started that recently though. Blizzard did not used to do that.
Blizzard,
for example, Diablo was released. Diablo 3 was released for $60, and they did not add extra paid content. And they released a new character and shit, and charged money for that, and people lost their shit.
And what?
Which makes no sense to me because you already spent 30 fucking or hundreds of dollars on these fucking mystery boxes for Overwatch, and you're freaking out on a $15 pack that adds an extra character for Diablo.
Yeah, and it's a full character.
That's pretty fair. That's pretty fair.
Yeah, it's fair. It's like
fair. But nobody.
If they
see,
go
the problem
further
with
than that,
that
then I'll fucking
is
rant
you don't
with everybody. But
you don't absolutely need those loot boxes to have fun in Overwatch or to do anything because that's 100% cosmetic. 100% cosmetic. In Overwatch,
and you can. I mean,
I've spent over $700 on Path of Exile.
Overwatch is the same thing, right? That's a $60 game that there's options to buy, but you also can unlock all that shit too. You don't have to spend any money.
Yeah, you don't have to spend the money. You spend the money if you're.
So that's the most favorable.
And got money.
It was a long time ago, but I saw somebody did a breakdown.
I still think there should be a thing that up there if like whether you earned it or bought it. Because I don't.
Yeah, we've had this conversation.
There was a breakdown of like one of the seasonal events for Overwatch or something, and it was for how long the event was going on. It was impossible to unlock everything during the event.
Really,
like absolutely everything. It was impossible to unlock absolutely everything. So you could pay, to get a little bit, or you just have to wait till next year till the same thing comes out again.
You can pay your gold too, though. You didn't have to spend any real money.
Yeah,
you can pay your gold.
But yeah, it was boxes. Like I don't remember exactly how the breakdown was, but yeah, and right after that, like Blizzard responded, and they're like, "Yeah, we're sorry. We fucked up," and they increased the drop rate of stuff. So
fuck up. It's a business.
Yeah, I mean, it was intentional.
They have their best
but
interest in
Activision was like.
But yeah, they realized that they were going to get backlash, so they're like, okay, and they responded to it by increasing the drop rate to make it not so.
There's too many microtransactions in all my games these days. That's the problem I have. Or is
I
the
don't
problem that we're
mind
having?
them as long as they're cosmetic. I don't care. As long as they're cosmetic,
If
I
it's
don't care what you put
if
in
it's
there.
tasteful enough, yeah. I won't play a game that has pay to win mechanics.
I mean, it'll
anyway.
bug me, but cosmetic is still just
Yeah, no,
cosmetic.
that's-
Now I'm gonna come out and say Path of Exile does have something that is not purely cosmetic.
What's
that is
that?
stash tabs.
Oh, that's pretty fair. That is actually a huge game enhancer, especially and so that is mostly if you are really into
So
Path of
those
Exile.
are
But it's
not
fair
pay to
price
win.
too, right?
Those are just quality of life.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to call it
So
pay to win.
people call it pay to
but
win because
it is an advantage
they think-
over.
Path of Exile is not a
There's-
competitive game. There are ladders or whatever, but
If you want to play competitively, then
People-
you kind of can. It's
people
true.
make a big fuss because they feel like they need to be doing the top meta with everybody else, or they're not competing and they're not having fun.
Yeah, that's just the problem we have in
Yeah.
general as people, where we gotta be
You-
the best.
You don't need all that extra stuff. I've
No.
seen.
In
I
Path of
played
Exile,
Path
you
of-
can make as many
We don't
accounts as
always,
you
but-
want, and they all come with 4 stash tabs. Just because you can't name those stash tabs or use those stash tabs to sell stuff, there are third-party programs that are completely allowed to be used
Oh,
to,
that's right.
to
You
list
can't-
your stuff.
You can't trade in Path of Exile, right, without a nameable
You can
stash
trade all
tab?
you want. You just can't list stuff on the indexers unless you just use a third-party.
Well, that's kind of a big
app.
thing, though. Right?
Well,
That's
there's
where most of the
third-party
trading goes
apps
down.
that were used for the longest time beforehand, and those are still available and completely allowed by the developer.
I don't
So.
know. I don't think even having to. That just seems weird to me. So,
See,
you
I'm
not
off with
exactly
4.
sure what you're
I have
saying, but it
50
seems like
stash
there's like
tabs,
some
just
sort
bought
of
new types.
auction house type thing that
No.
you can't use unless you.
No, there
No.
isn't. What it is people list stuff in the forums, and there's indexers that will draw all the items that are listed in
So
the
you're
forums
just like,
and
I want
allow
this
you to
item.
search for them.
And you go, I want this item, I want these stats, and I want it to cost this much.
But that has
basically.
nothing to do with paying for more stash tabs.
No.
So the stash
Well,
tabs will allow you to just list those items,
Really?
not through the forum,
Yeah,
just
you don't have
by
to set
doing it
anything
directly in game in the
See,
tab.
that's
There's
what
a
I'm
little
talking-
bit of
that's
work
basically what I'm thinking.
But so-
so not paying money just causes you more work.
This is this is part of a transition that's going on in the game. That's an old school way of doing it, right? The way that he's talking about is actually really new in comparison to
It
how
was
the
just
game
implemented,
is.
and they're still going to be working on
So-
new trade things.
But,
in fact,
that
they just released their
seems
own trade
like-
website.
Because Battlefield, the old Battlefields, I don't know if the Battlefield 1 does it, but there is an absolute pay-to-win mechanic in the Battlefield. Not Battlefront,
yeah,
not
but
Star
this
Wars
is not even
Battlefield,
close
is
to
that there's,
pay-to-win,
with
This is
the
paid to
shortcut
convenience,
packs.
like a
Obviously-
motherfucker.
Short packs.
shortcut packs. You can pay $15 to unlock everything in a specific
Oh,
class.
that's not even comparable. Nothing
No,
at all.
it's-
These are just stash tabs. These are basically pay to hoard.
That's instant
Yeah.
gratification bullshit right there is what that
This
is.
Yeah,
this is
but
paid to be able to hoard whatever you want and easily organize.
Is it not advantageous in the game to be able to list your stuff in game? So
If
don't
you are
have to go to the
into-
forum?
You can
Yeah,
talk. You
yeah.
still talk to people on.
So you can
It's
list
not
it on the
necessary,
forum, or
but-
there's a third-party site that'll allow you to just click a button.
I mean,
that
yes,
is an
but yes,
inconvenience compared
if
to
you're
listing it
selling
in-game.
shit, you could say a little bit, yeah, right, because you're getting more currency and you're allowed to do more things, right? You're getting a little richer. You can, if you can move things quickly, but that also takes time away
Here's-
from playing the game,
okay,
right? So it's a trade-off.
Here's the thing: is the third-party apps are pretty much just as quick, because all it is you tell this app that anything that I have in these stash tabs are for sale for this price, and as long as you have that app open, anything you drop in that tab will be listed.
The moral of the
just
story is-
like what you can do with the tab in game.
The moral of the story is if you really wanted to be trading, you just have to put a little bit of effort in, regardless
You're
if
gonna-
you had
yeah,
any staff
Pre-effort,
tabs.
it's not constant.
Yeah, just a little bit of effort at the beginning, and then it's going.
It's a little more work than putting in your credit card information.
But either way, even if you had stash tabs or not, you were gonna have to do some of this. You have to put a little bit of effort into getting trading started.
I don't know.
You're gonna have to use third-party apps to really do what the pros are
I feel
doing
like it's
anyway.
See, personally, I like the way
splitting hairs now.
I like the way Diablo 2 was when it came to trading, because you literally just find a game that says trade in it, and you go in there and you see what people got, and you
That's
fucking
how
exchange
Path of
shit.
Exile used to have to do it. But the thing is,
I like that way. That's my favorite way.
it's an old, outdated.
It's clunky.
It doesn't hold up anymore.
It's a
It
bit
really
clunky,
doesn't. In
yeah.
modern games, it doesn't
Maybe not
hold
the
up.
way it was back then, but not a game
And now-
nowadays. That's why
I'm sorry, but that was also frustrating. It was frustrating
find it
when you're
frustrating.
looking for a certain item to sit in a game for days saying you're looking for this item and never
also-
find it.
And then when you actually
What
do
did you
find it,
revert
it's
to
not
after
right.
a long time, Keith? D2JSP, right?
Yeah.
That was
Fair
a trading
point.
avenue, wasn't it?
Well, see,
Yeah.
but we had to do that because there's just not enough people on it one
Exactly,
time.
exactly.
Right? There's just not enough people playing.
And-
the game.
But that's
It also varied
that's
certain
still,
times a
that's
day.
the interface like staying as it is
But yeah,
versus actually adapting into.
that's
a new
basically how this game
genre of
works.
That same thing.
It's just
That's
a
what-
fucking listing of all the things, and
J-
it's getting
you
better
could've
with
done
being able to
JSP
tell
without
drama.
JSP. Blizzard should have. I mean,
Oh well,
because why does JSP?
Blizzard,
get to
a
be
game
on?
company wants everything to happen inside of the game, and they want very little of it to happen outside
Well,
of the game.
yeah, but
Most
I'm
of
saying,
the time.
if they infused the two interfaces into just being in the game, just being.
Yeah, they kind of tried. It was called an auction house in Diablo 3, and it failed miserably.
Well, yeah, that was. That was
They
the wrong
did that-
direction.
they did that fucking
That
wrong.
wasn't the right
They
way.
did that wrong, absolutely. And then allowing people to sell shit for real money, that was ridiculous.
So now they just have everything sold out.
Yeah.
Auction house work great.
You can trade the beasts in the new Bestiary League.
I
You
mean-
can trade them.
Cool. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
auction
can
houses.
store them in an
So
item.
you can be a hunter
My
for
only
money.
my thing is the reason why
Train your Pokeballs.
Exactly.
even though people hate it, the one reason why I didn't disagree with the auction house and the real money is that GSP was the real money anyways. Either
What?
you could get real money. You were paying real money for GSP gold.
Yeah,
And
but
you're
you
paying-
can turn it back into money.
I remember I heard there's ways.
I mean,
you
of
could.
course you can, but it's like illegal and
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to do. You know?
I'm going to talk about one movie and one show particularly.
One movie and one show.
The movie is Blade Runner 2049.
Was it good?
Have you seen the first Blade Runner?
No. Nobody
I think
seen
so.
Blade
I think so,
Runner.
but it's been a long time. I feel like if I watched it again,
I think
would
y'all.
Bruce Willis, right?
No.
know. It wasn't that big
No,
of a
not
movie
Bruce
for
Willis.
me though.
Not Bruce,
Bruce
Willis.
Willis.
As far as I
I
remember.
think it was before Bruce Willis.
It was
It was Han Solo.
it was some
yeah.
fucking.
It was Han
cool
Solo?
guy.
What's the guy's name?
Neil deGrasse.
No, what's his name? I can't think of his name.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Shia
Jones.
LaBeouf.
No, not Shia LaBeouf.
Nick Cannon.
Tom Cruise.
Matt LeBlanc.
What's his name?
Was that guy from How I Met Your
These guys are
Mother?
not being helped.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Are you just messing with me? Do you remember his name? I can't remember his name.
I don't remember his
Harrison
name.
Ford.
Thank you.
I forgot who you were talking about already.
All right, so it's
I was like,
Harrison
I'm gonna
Ford.
keep going.
But the first one is Blade Runner 2029, I believe, right?
Ooh, what's this? 2030?
No, that's the new one's 2049, so it's 20 years later, and
Oh.
it is a direct sequel.
Did you say 2039 and then 2049?
No, I said 2029 and 2049.
Oh,
Don't you fucking lie to me like that.
Playback. No, but I would suggest watch the original and then watch the sequel
Okay.
because they're both really good,
Uh-huh.
and I mean they're just really good.
Okay.
If you like sci-fi stuff, Kyle, like you like
Sci-fi
spaceships and shit.
So,
It's
which
really
brings
good.
you to the show. Were you
show,
going to talk
which is
about
a-
Altered Carbon?
Yes, it's a very, very similar universe. It's very similar
I watched the
sci-fi.
first episode of this before Steve ever said anything, and
But I have watched all
it's
of
pretty
Altered Carbon.
crazy because these people like have stored their memories or DNA or personality.
What they call
In
Oh
these-
yeah, I watch it with
in these
Kyle.
stacks.
Yeah,
they're
it's
stacks.
your consciousness. They learn to some person
Yeah,
learn
it's
to store a human's consciousness completely as data.
And-
So it's in a
and it's
little
right
electrical.
behind the
Yeah,
back of your
stack-
head
they call them
somewhere.
stacks, and it's like probably like the size of like I don't know, like a chocolate chip cookie,
Yeah.
and it's in the back of what they call a sleeve.
Which is the human
The
body.
human body is a sleeve.
Yeah.
It's
And-
my sheath.
and they put them in the neck, and then you gain control of that body.
You,
But
you can like buy
me and you
different
could switch.
sleeves and stuff.
Yeah, there's a
Me and
lot
you
of,
could switch.
there's a lot of crazy shit that
With
they get
this
into.
shit.
With there's like things like called where it's a highly illegal in this universe multi-sleeving, whereas you copy your personality and make a copy of it, so there's two of you,
That sounds
exact
cool.
copies.
There's people
But
that-
apparently,
What
it's
is it
called a
on?
Horcrux.
What is it on?
Yeah, it's called a Horcrux. It's Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
But
One
yeah,
more time,
you
it's
can
called?
Series Altered Carbon.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna check that the fuck out. That
fantastic.
sounds
It's 10 episodes, like
It's-
an hour long every
it's-
episode.
It's pretty
I
wild.
I'll
gotta
give
say,
one back.
I gotta say though, it's really weird, and
Altered
If your
It's-
sleeve dies, you don't die. If
If
they
you-
destroy your stack, then you're done.
yeah,
for.
then you're
Yeah,
completely
clearly.
And they can take
That's
unless
your consciousness.
But unless if you're super rich, you can back up your stack.
Yeah, don't
And, like,
don't
to,
get
like-
shot in
to,
your
like, a
stack,
cloud.
bro.
Yeah.
Don't get shot in your stack.
But I never forgot what I was gonna say.
But it's
We're
great.
talking about-
It's
So,
very
so
thick plot line,
one of the
too.
first scenes is, I guess if you get murdered, you get a free sleeve.
Yeah.
If your sleeve gets murdered, so this little girl, I guess, got murdered, and their parents were there to pick her up after she was re-sleeved, but she was re-sleeved in an old ass lady. And
Oh, yeah.
they're like,
Wait,
Mom?
so-
she's
so
like,
funny
Mom?
shit
They're like,
happens
oh my
like that.
god. They're
that
like,
raises a very
they're like,
curious
but they're
question.
like, we were told we get a free sleeve. What is this? Why should all? They're like, it's a free one. You get what you get.
Yeah.
Okay, hold
Deal
up.
with it.
Hold up. Something I gotta understand.
Your
about this.
insurance doesn't cover.
You
this.
have a
It's
kid. You have a child.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, it's a biological child. How does this work? Right? How did the little girl end up with the stack already?
How did the little girl?
Why is the
Yeah.
little girl's consciousness in a
They
computer?
don't really
Do
explain
they-
how people
They don't explain the whole.
they
Is
don't
how
they
they
don't-
procreate?
Like, is everybody in a stack?
I want
Is there
everybody.
no actual biological people?
No, there is. It's you can download your stack even to like synthetic bodies and stuff like that aren't human.
But are
and stuff
there
like that.
any
But
actual?
I'm wondering.
people that-
I'm thinking that they do actually have sex and procreate and create a child, and then
Yeah.
immediately when they're born,
Yeah, when they're a baby.
their consciousness is stored in a stack.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The first body, that sleeve, the first body, they immediately put a stack into them, so everything goes into
So
the
they
stack.
download
instead
their
of-
consciousness immediately.
yes, immediately
and
upon
then
their birth.
Just plug
I'm
it back
assuming
into
that's
their
what it is.
body, and then
That
they just
that would
grow
make
up-
the most sense.
then they
Because
just
like
grow up with it.
the main character, I think even in the first episode is like he's already back in the new sleeve, right?
But
In the
he's
first
some
episode.
special dojo ass.
Yeah, but
motherfucking
he
badass dude.
So he's got- he's a
he was
multi-sleeve?
frozen. What they call it that when you go to prison now, instead of going to prison, they take your stack out of whatever sleeve you're in and they put your stack in, basically like data freezing it. They call it putting them on ice for however long your sentence is. The
See,
main
that's-
character goes on ice for 250 years until he comes back.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense because if you don't have consciousness for 250 years, then what's the point of doing that? You're just putting away a person, and you're gonna reawaken that exact same person.
But they have that's the weird thing. But I think they kind
But
of
you're
explain
still-
it as in they put you in virtual because they can put your consciousness in virtual.
so
which is
you're
just a
still
program.
conscious for 250 years.
So he's probably in prison like infinitely
In a
for
virtual-
250
to
years.
think about what he did.
in a virtual.
Because
world.
like they do like
Maybe
do,
they
like,
can make you like relive something really terrible, or
No, it's funny you say that because they do torture in this world. Like when people are like interrogating people, they do it in virtual so they can continuously kill you over and
I
over
just
again.
imagine little Nicky and Hitler with the pineapple.
No, it's exactly stuff like that. It's so great. But I remember what
Oh
I remember what I
yeah,
was
you
gonna
like
say.
that scene, did you?
I remember what I was gonna say. It's so weird that like because I watch Game of Thrones, I watch Westworld. There's a lot of nudity
I
in
love
that.
those shows.
There's way too much nudity in this show.
Oh,
It's like I'm just like at a point I'm like this is really
No,
awkward.
First episode, there was like I don't even think there is any.
The
nudity.
second to last episode, 40 minutes of the episode is just this
Naked
one
people?
naked person who's been cloned over and over again. And you're just like, I'm tired of looking at this. I mean, she's a good-looking person, but I'm tired of looking at this one naked person over and over again.
making
for
me
40
feel uncomfortable for 40
No, it's
minutes.
just weird. It's just so. There's way
Is it
too-
necessary that I see her tits?
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
And would it hurt you to trim the bush a little bit? I mean, come on, you're on TV.
No, it's weird. It's weird because like usually like in movies, the main actress will never get her tits out. But all the main actresses in this, they're just like, walking around completely naked.
It's because they're just sleeves. It doesn't matter.
They're just
Yeah,
sleeves.
dude.
Yeah, I guess that is it's part of the world though. It's like all that's so desensitized to everybody because it's just a body. It's not them really.
I could have a new pair of tits tomorrow if I had enough money, right?
Exactly.
I could be a woman.
Well, not necessarily a new pair of tits, but you got a new pair of tits,
whole new body,
new ass.
And there are people that are unsleeved in it too.
Yeah,
Like,
there's
there are people that
how does that work?
There's religious people, Catholic people. They're coded.
Oh Jesus!
They have their
Christ.
stack, but they're coded to when their sleeve dies that you don't put their stack into a
and
new
they're
body.
always
So
protesting.
what?
and
Can you
shit.
just like blow the stack up? So these guys are immortal.
Yes, they're
Pretty
basically all immortal. Like
That would create a
several-
problem.
Unless you get
Population
your
problem.
no, because your stack gets killed.
Yeah.
Well,
But no, they-
your
because-
stack could potentially live for fucking ever.
Well, these guys
right?
live in skyscrapers that go way up into the clouds. So
Yeah, and they have
they solve
they
their
have
population with
intergalactic like space
Yeah.
travel and stuff.
Yeah, there's
they've
different- they're on
culminated.
different
Oh,
planets
okay.
and
The
stuff.
whole
They can
point-
leave the planet now.
Yeah,
This might be a very minor spoiler, but the whole point of the person creating the stack was to let people go out into the stars.
That actually makes
Because
a lot
if your
sense.
body, you don't have to worry about your body. You can just freeze a body and have your stack in a
It doesn't
spaceship
even
that
have to be
flies for
biological,
a million
right?
years.
Do they
Yeah,
have,
it can be a
robot
synthetic
bodies?
body.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Be
you can
anybody.
explore
Yeah.
anywhere in the stars
That's
if you
fucking cool.
if you have your consciousness endowed.
I'm gonna binge watch this show this weekend. I'm not gonna lie. That sounds so fucking
it's,
cool.
it's 10 hours. It's so good.
It's about to be 10 hours of me binge watching.
I thought I was going to be super disappointed with the ending, but fantastic
cool.
ending.
That sounds so cool. I love that idea. That premise is fantastic.
When I first heard about it, I was like, this is weird. Altered carbon. That sounds interesting.
Altered carbon.
Yeah. And then the first
Because we're
episode,
all carbon-based life forms, you know.
yeah, the
Okay.
first episode, they start explaining what this is, and you're like, oh
Then
my
we altered
god.
And then we altered it.
Could you imagine
What?
if everybody was immortal like that? That'd be so.
Fucking crazy.
Maybe one day. Maybe they'll figure it out.
One day, Elon Musk will do it.
I'm very
Elon Musk
curious
did.
about the so in Pendragon, like book 3, maybe.
Snap! We getting close to my heart right now.
Yeah, it's the best way I know how to connect with him about it. It's in a world where everybody has been sucked in a world.
book 4.
I think he knows what I'm talking about.
reality.
Yeah, it's book 4.
So
I know what he's talking about too.
Everybody has since sucked into a virtual reality, and they spend most of their waking lives.
And
in
so
this
they're all wasting away, and the
virtual
world is
reality,
dying.
yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's not.
And there's very few people that are actually awake and alert, and they're just guarding the people that are asleep, right? That's like basically their entire existence. And when they get off of their shift,
They all live in
just go back
giant
into
pyramids in virtual reality machines.
Good books. Highly recommend.
They're all fed like
Highly
this
recommended.
goo stuff.
It's pretty fucking cool idea, and man,
You haven't finished those, have you?
you know I fucking haven't.
Oh, bro.
I think
dude.
I have the
It gets
one
so
that I was
good.
working on. Let me figure out what it is. I think it's
He's walking away to find the book.
your boy.
Oh, that show is so good. I wish there was more. I was so sad when I realized episode 10 was the last episode.
I think it's book 5 that I was on.
Dude, you quit just before it got good. Book 6
No,
on
book
was like
3 is the
bam.
best.
I was definitely enjoying
3 was
that.
intense.
Is 3
but
the one where it's like the utopian Earth where it's in the future?
No.
3 is
Or is that in the past?
3
Is
is
the past,
World
yeah.
War II.
Where they
That's Earth
where they
One.
described how the Hindenburg actually happened. I thought that was a pretty cool
Yeah.
tie-in.
I love that book. Number 3 was so good.
Oh man, cool stuff.
Watching that shit. You were going to recommend a show to counter
Oh
Altered
yeah,
Carbon.
you were like, I got Netflix, so I was like, I got one too that I watched recently. That was fucking cool as shit. And
Yeah.
Brad might like it more, and you actually a little bit more too because you grew up. You're a little bit older than us. It's called Everything Sucks, and it's set in like when we were kids, basically. And it's very reminiscent. You just watch that thing, you hear songs, you see a bunch of shit, and you're just like,
is it like early 90s
what a
shit?
great show. Yeah, yeah.
It'd be late 90s, early 2000s.
No. It's earlier than that. It's like probably too old for him, and just a little too old for us. But he's probably right in there. But it doesn't matter. I don't know. It was fucking very reminiscent of just being a kid in the 90s, and I thought it was a great show, fantastic show. It's called Everything Sucks.
I watched the
Evil
Ash
Dead
versus-
has something back out.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Is that on Netflix too?
Ash vs. Evil Dead. It is on
Yes.
Netflix now.
Ooh.
Yeah. I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode. I was like, yeah,
No.
nah.
Uh oh.
It also has Lucy Lawless that played Xena. And
Oh, Keith was
Jock-
all about
Keith
the
loves
Xena.
Xena. Even I remember that. Keith loves
I
Xena.
forgot about
Oh,
Xena.
God.
I like
Says
Xena because she
word.
had a little lesbian girlfriend.
Gabrielle?
He was
Yes.
way into that.
Oh yeah, that was the first like televised lesbianism that I'd ever seen. I'm like, what?
Like they could do
Is
that.
lesbianism a word?
Yes.
It is now.
I feel like it might be an offensive word,
No, I
actually.
think
Hell,
that
no,
is actually a word.
lesbianism.
Google. No, Urban
Right.
Dictionary.
So anybody want to jump on anything else? Or are we gonna?
Jump on some
You got a game for us, Steve?
Xena
I've got a game we're gonna try.
Okay.
You
It's
might have
gonna
to
be
cut it out
awful.
because we might all be really bad at it.
Okay.
Because it's like a next level improv game.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to the one we were doing.
Oh boy.
I'm not usually that great at improv.
So, what it is I don't know the name for it.
I think
I know the name on the improv
based
show
Well,
I watched.
create
it
a
was
name.
long.
Create a name, Steve.
Leave it open.
I don't know, but
What?
what it is I'm gonna give you a letter. We're gonna start off with a letter. I'm gonna come up, think of one random, and then I'm gonna give you like a little thing to go with it, like kind of like an ad lib kind of thing. So I'll say like the word the thing has to start with H, right? And then I'll say like name for Santa's new reindeer, and you have to think of something that starts with an H.
Okay.
And whatever one I think is the funniest, you'll get a point. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you kind of get what I'm saying.
Okay. So we
That was
starting with
horrible.
I
H.
can't think of any
No,
good
no, no.
H
That was
reindeer.
just the example.
Come on, let's do it.
I can't think of a good
H. Santa's new reindeer. It's
Okay,
called
yeah, sure.
Honey Balls.
Honey balls.
Honey Balls.
Okay.
Santa's new reindeer, Honey Balls. On Dancer, on Dasher, on Honey Balls.
He's too good at improv.
Oh,
It cracks everybody up.
Okay.
instantly.
Honey Balls is not even that good, but that's
Honey Balls is great.
The way he plays it, though, it's the way.
Santa's new
New
reindeer.
reindeer. I would choose. Holy shit! Look out for that skyscraper.
I don't know.
Hell's Bells.
Honey balls.
Potty? I don't know.
Hillbilly
Potty
Holly.
the reindeer.
Potty.
Potty the reindeer.
What's wrong with Hillbilly Holly? Come on now.
Look at that. Hawthorne.
God, I have a dictionary up here, but it doesn't ever want to.
Dictionary out
Man, that must be heavy.
there? Must be epic.
God.
I have this dyslexic bot that goes around and it's like, no, we don't need that. It's like, no, that's exactly what I needed.
All right, Keith. What words start with an H?
Healthy.
All right, that was
Holy.
Keith. Healthy. That was Keith's answer. I didn't like it. Brad gets the point. Gotta think of something, Keith. We gotta get going.
Think of
All right,
something other than H.
We're starting with Keith.
All right.
We're going
Let's go with
counterclockwise.
T, and rejected jelly bean flavors.
Easy.
Tampon.
There you go. There you
Keith's
go.
gotta go first.
Come on, Keith. I can think of like 20 right now.
Toad flavor.
There you go. There you
Hey,
go.
at least-
Turnip.
I feel like that might actually be a thing.
I was gonna go with tuna fish before that, but
Tuna fish is definitely every flavor of beans.
alright.
Tampon
Kyle
flavored
gets that
jelly
one.
Kyle gets that one.
Let's go one.
Tampon,
Kyle
that's
got one. All right, let's go with. We'll go with C.
Tutor flavor.
Tutor? Tutor
I'm a
fruity.
dirty mom.
Tutti fruity. A little bit of tutti fruity. Tutti fruity. Oh, Rudy.
All right, what are we on? We're C, and we'll do bad things to say on a blind date.
Oh, well, aw.
Cooter.
Cooter. There you go.
That's
Okay,
closely
okay,
related
go,
to the
Kyle.
word that I
Don't
thought of first. Coontage.
Gosh, what does that even mean?
Couscous.
Bad things to say on your first date start with C.
On a blind date.
On a blind date, can you loan me some money?
Yeah, Brad.
Oh,
Gets
that is solid. That is solid.
All right, let's go with A and.
Oh my god.
Oh, I had a good one. What was it? Oh, not so famous last words.
A. Oh wait, that starts with an E. Apples.
Apples. I guess this is kind of like the game Apples to Apples.
All right, come on,
God,
Keith. Last
dude.
words.
These are your last words, Keith. I feel like
Not so famous last words.
I got one. And so it begins. That's what I would say on the last
And I'm
words.
out.
Keith
That was
gets a
good.
point.
That was good. And I'm out.
Alright, let's go with...
My fun words. And I'm out.
Let's go with
I like
W and bad things to say after sex.
well.
Well, that stinks.
Exactly. Well, that's
Oh, man. Oh, God. What do you got, Brett?
I know what
Whoops.
I know what I always say.
Whoops.
Water.
Mine would be, what the hell just happened? I'm going to give Keith that point, too.
Well, that stinks.
Well, that stinks.
I mean, he's not
Because I
wrong.
came up with it quickly.
I think that's what happens when you're trying to have sex and something doesn't go right. Well, that stinks. A little premature.
Well, it's also kind of insulting to the woman. Or
Alright,
other
let's choose
person.
let's go with N. No, not N. M. And alternate names for the 7 dwarfs. I steered away from N on that one. I
Why?
made it easier on you guys.
Why?
So we can stay somewhat family friendly.
Midget 7.
No, well, there it goes. It's gone now.
That's the 7 dwarfs. It's midget 7. Alternate name for all of them. Midget 7.
I got shit on that one.
What do you guys?
Mini.
Mini
Meanie.
Mopey
Mini, what?
Mopey.
Mopey's like an actual
Damn it.
name, isn't it?
No, it's there's
AI
dopey
Mopey
gr-
was one of them.
No, it wasn't. You guys are retarded.
It was definitely Dopey.
What the fuck
Oh.
is Mopey?
I don't know.
You
Maybe
know that
it's
7 dwarfs and Mopey just, I don't want
I don't know. I remember something. I remember
Off
something.
to work we go. No, I don't want to go work.
He's off to work.
Fucking
Guys.
no, Mopey is definitely one of them. Fucking.
No, okay, there must have been something about.
All right, okay, we're
done.
done with it. We're done with it. back to the game.
Fuck, I'm done.
Did we do B yet? No, we'll do
Yeah.
B. We'll do B, and then we'll do what is Keith thinking right now?
Bitches, I'm out.
Big old dicks. Big old dick.
I like it. You got anything?
I was trying to figure out what he was thinking.
Make something up.
I did. It was
Fucking Kyle's reaction to that. Oh my god, I'm done.
bagging.
I was just staring at him with the stupidest look for the longest time, and Keith's reaction was shake his hands at him. Like he's seen a fucking cartoon or something.
Oh, too many Bugs Bunny cartoons and Looney Tunes.
Oh
Right.
man.
Are we continuing?
Let's do one
Next.
One
Next.
more. All right. We'll do Y and bad things to say to your significant other's parents.
more. Why are y'all looking at me?
Is
I don't know.
that your answer?
This is my straight out head.
You said why?
I know. I know. But why are y'all looking at me? I can imagine you just texting that.
Why y'all looking at me?
What?
Why y'all motherfuckers coming?
Hold on, let's be clear. Why does it start with the Y?
No, it's not.
That's why I said
You all gotta get out my face.
Y'all come back now.
What was it again? Oh my god.
It started with a Y and bad things to say to your significant other's parents.
The parent.
You guys are stupid.
It's the only word you can start with is you. I don't know. Something uneventful your mom called?
You guys have got to try this new Viagra.
You guys are not gonna believe how big that cat was I ran over in your driveway.
Oh man.
You guys got a cat? Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
You smell that?
Okay, that one fine. That one sucked. Let's do another one.
Your face sucks.
Let's do Jay and unfortunate things to wake up next to in bed.
Jaguar.
Fucking Jaguar.
Damn.
I'd say so, yeah.
What
That
did
would
you
be
say, bro?
I said junk.
Josie. She's a stripper from down the lane. Josie with an eye. And it's a little penis that's got a little scum skirting out the end of it.
What the hell?
Jism.
Actually,
Next to Jism.
Happy birthday, Jism.
actually,
I was gonna say Justin Bieber.
that I think you win. That's horrible.
Oh,
Good day, man.
All right.
We good?
Yeah.
So let's hit up Steve's story before we close out this bitch.
I don't even really want to tell this story.
Dude, tell us what happened.
Oh my god! So I'm chilling at home,
And Dan?
This is good.
and then I hear my mom yelling at the dogs in the backyard because they're barking crazy. I'm like, that's normal, but I walk out there. I don't know what I was doing, going to get something to eat or something. And she's like, there's some crazy guy, you freaking harassing the dog. She's like, go look out the window. So I want to go in my room, look out the window. The guy's got a shirt off. It's like 30 degrees outside, by the way. Dude's got his shirt off, and he's like, ah, like yelling at our house from the intersection near our house because we're on a corner. He's got his shirt off. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just like, whatever, close the door, he'll go away. My mom goes and tells my dad to look out the window. My dad's like, what? Is he harassing our dogs? He's like, oh, hang on. He like doesn't look out the window. He gets up, he goes outside. He just like slams open the door. It's like, why the fuck are you harassing my dog? It's like yelling at this guy. And like he slammed the screen door behind her. Our screen door is broken. It's really hard to open. But when you slam it, it apparently gets completely stuck because I couldn't get it open. And the guy like rushes my dad and he's like swinging at my dad. So I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like full on like yelling. And my dad's like, what the fuck you doing? He's like, he came onto our property and he like hit my dad. And I saw that he hit my dad, so I'm like, I'm not letting shit go down without me.
Hell no.
I can't get the door open, so I tell my
Hell
mom,
no.
I'm like, move, and I kick the screen door open. I run out there. The guy sees me coming out and starts running. So me and my dad start chasing him down the street. I'm like, you're about to get your ass beat by 2 people, motherfucker. You better run. So this guy starts running down the street, and like we get 5 houses down. And he's like yelling and shit. He's like calling us the N-word and stuff. We're like the 2 whitest people you ever seen. And he starts like, he walks up to this house and goes up the front door. I'm like, good, now we know where you live. And he starts trying to get in and he can't get in.
And like, oh, you don't live there.
We're like, what the hell? And he jumps over some bushes, goes to the next house and starts trying to get in there. I'm like, you're trying to break into people's houses, dude? Or I'm like,
watching you.
My dad's like, you really want to go to jail? I'm like, we already called the cops. And this guy's like screaming and yelling, and he's like comes back and he's like, I'll fight 2 of you guys at once. You crazy? And he's like, oh, I'm gonna come at your boy, to my dad. And we're both like, come on, dude, come on. We're like, come on, bring it on. We're like, we're ready.
Come on.
But he won't come with the
Where was I
fight
for
of the
this?
2 of us. And
I'm sorry.
and he's like, nah, fuck you guys, and like yelling, and he like jumps over into somebody's backyard and like jumps off onto the street and like takes off. So me and my dad walk back over to my mom. She's on the phone with 911, and she's like, oh yeah, they're she's like telling the operator, she's like, oh yeah, they're back over here, the guy's gone now. The cop shows up like a minute later, like just rolls up, because there's the sheriff, we have the highway patrol, the sheriff's over near our house, they're always like in our neighborhood. He shows up and we tell him what happens, and like the dude's shirt's still on the ground because when he took off after
he was all
hitting my dad
flexing
and he
on
saw
your
me.
dogs, like, what's good?
Yeah, he was like bullfighting our dogs with his shirt or something over the fence. So he was already on our property at that point, and then yeah, he rushed and hit my dad. I guess he hit him twice, but one of the things that really scared him is he expected my dad to go down when he hit him. But like Brad said in a really old story, my dad's kind of thug, so he gets hit and he's just like, what? And like, come at me.
And then the skinny boy
This-
jumps out of the house.
No,
I
I think I scared him because the noise when I kicked the screen door open, it's just like thung, and I just come running out there straight at the guy.
Like,
So
oh my
he just
god.
turns around
You see
and
where you
books
did
it.
that screen door right there? Oh my god, it's gonna be my face right
Yeah,
now.
so he like turns around and books it. But yeah, the guy, like the first cop shows up. We tell him what happens. He hands us the papers. He say, "Fill that out while I'm gone. I'm gonna go grab the guy. I'll be back. I'm guessing you're going to press charges." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm having another sheriff come up, and she'll help you with the paperwork, stuff like that." So he drives off. The other sheriff, this lady, pulls up. She stops, rolls down her window, and then I can tell she's on a radio because like people with radios at work all the time, I can tell when they're like listening. She's like, and just speeds off. And we're like, oh shit, because he was heading towards, there's a elementary school on the opposite side of our neighborhood, and the guy was heading that way when he ran off.
This is like the middle of the day or something?
Yeah, middle of the day, like 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Stupidest time to go.
so the one lady speeds off, a third cop shows up, and then FedEx lady from down the street comes up, and she's like filling out papers too because she saw the whole thing, and we're like talking to her. And then the original 2 cops come back, and they've got the guy in the back. The first guy that showed up was like this bald guy, but he comes out, he's like, yeah, he almost got tased. He wasn't cooperating. And we're like, damn, I wish you would have tased him.
No, you're terrible.
But no, when the guy first, I forgot about this. When the guy first drove off, my dad's like, when you catch this guy, can you come back by so I can wave at him and say bye? And the cop just laughed and walked away and got in his car to drive off and get the guy. But they come back and they took like 30 pictures of my dad's face and we're like, yeah, we're pressing charges. I'm like, I saw him. My dad never hit him back. He actually made the
He
decision.
would have had all the rights too. He
Yeah,
could
no,
have
he made the
literally
decision.
put that guy down in your yard right there, and he would.
Yeah, but I think the
not
problem,
in the yard.
the guy was faster than my dad. My dad said this several times. He's like, I'm really lucky. I'm old and I'm not fast because I would have gone to jail too because I would have hurt that guy.
Nah,
But because
self-defense, dude.
no, well, he hit him, but the
Self-defense,
guy hit him in our driveway and then immediately like backed off the property. And
Oh right.
that's kind of
That's a
where
good point. You guys tried to chase him down.
we did chase him down the street.
That's right.
So we're lucky that.
You guys are mad.
Oh, hell yeah.
You better not hit my pappy. I'll get you some, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
where,
mean, I'm
that's
not
where
gonna-
restraint skills come in handy.
I
If
ain't
you put him
gonna,
in
I ain't gonna let
arrest,
my dad fight. It's a fight. I'm not gonna let him just. Oh yeah, you fight him, and then we'll see what happens.
I don't know. That
afterwards.
depends. That depends.
Nah,
right?
not with someone who's fucking crazy like that.
If your
The
dad
dude
was to meet somebody in a parking lot and they're arguing right and they're about to go at it, you leave that fight the fuck alone. That's in my opinion, right? Right? Because there's like I don't know, it's man
I don't know.
thing.
Depends on what the
testosterone.
arguments.
Yeah, it depends on this situation. In this situation, that guy was like on something crazy, but
I believe that sometimes you have to let a motherfucker fight his fight though. God damn it.
I think it depends on the situation.
God damn it.
I would not let my dad fight his own fight.
Yeah, no,
Last
you're
time I saw-
absolutely right. That was the right situation.
That's,
to run
yeah,
out
that
there.
guy was.
If he would have stayed, I would have socked him in the fucking head too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so the cops come back and
What? I just like dream of sock people in the head. It's not something that you get to do every day as a normal
Yeah.
person who's not violent. All right, it's just sometimes.
No,
you
that's
just
what
wanna
I'm saying. Like
hit somebody.
I realized from this, I'm like, I've never been in a serious fight.
Yeah, me and Brad have probably been in the fucking craziest fight that I've ever been in before. We've never really punched each other in the face before, but we've
the
definitely
craziest fight
got
you've been in
fucking-
has been
We
with
have
him.
we have
think
on
so,
accident
yeah.
several times.
But not, you've never been in a fight, like an actual aggressive
No,
fight with
yeah, I
somebody
can't say
where
I've
the
ever been
person's
in
trying to hurt, like,
a dire
Yeah,
fight. I mean, I've been
exactly.
fucked up
Oh, I
before.
have. I got a story to go with this one.
all right, well, let me finish the story. So a fourth cop shows up. This one's the police chief. So he tries to pull the guy out of the car. Before the police chief showed up, me, my dad, and my mom are all sitting there talking to the cops. Their back is turned to the cop cars, and the guy starts trying to kick out the window in the back seat. And the bald cop that has him in his cop car, he turns around and he's like, well, that's another gross misdemeanor. So the guy in the back had slipped his cuffs, which in itself is a misdemeanor. So he slipped his cuff, was trying to damage the cop car, so he got 2 extra misdemeanors in the back. So that guy was probably in jail for several months, but hopefully he's still in there. He's gonna come back and
our
beat his
legal
ass.
system is where you very well could have got
Yeah,
it at the same
but-
night.
Apparently, they had dealt with him earlier in the day because he was harassing somebody, but he never hit anybody, so he didn't get arrested. He was
He's
just
just being
harassing people.
crazy.
They just told him to move on. But he had told this short little lady cop, after they caught him, they asked him where he lived, and he's like, oh, I got a campsite set up over on the end of Lear Boulevard. which is like a road over by where we live. So it's just this crazy fucking homeless guy wandering our neighborhood in the middle of the day.
Antagonist
He's
trying
on
to play
some
Zorro.
Yeah.
Zorro.
And apparently he had been harassing people down the street too, the FedEx lady had said. But yeah, he just done harassed the wrong dogs and got his ass thrown in jail. But my dad, like afterwards, like
that feels inevitable.
You never get that. Like a serious adrenaline rush from doing anything besides something like that, or something like daredevil shit, like jumping out of an airplane or something. But even my mom.
Oh, that's right. So you never got into skateboarding or anything like that. Because I used to go through that shit a fuck ton when I was in high school, dude. When I skateboarded, I was a fucking crazy ass, and that adrenaline rush is.
Where you just can't sit down afterwards. You're like, I gotta wander around the house for 5 minutes and walk in circles.
Did I ever tell the story on the podcast about the time I almost died on my skateboard?
I think there's several.
Which one?
It was pretty recently. I was going down fucking what is this street over here?
The one down
Washington.
The one that comes down from the college.
No, I don't think so.
Because that's
it's
good
literally right here.
It's
Washington over here. Okay, I don't think I ever told the story on the podcast. The most exhilarating moment I ever had on my skateboard. The most closest I ever came to fucking death. I think, honestly.
Besides getting lit on fire, almost drowned. Oh. Okay, go ahead.
One of them, I'm so sorry. I was coming down from my pot dealer's house up the street on Washington, and what's it called? It's a hill. It takes like fucking 15 minutes to walk up there. It takes like 2 minutes to come back on my skateboard. And I was coming down at night one time, and I'm just in the street as I always am. And I'm like, I'm a car. I'm going faster than you, motherfucker. So I'm in the right hand lane, like doing my thing, and I hit to this intersection, and there's this car. Right there where Sharon used to live, actually. Uh-huh. And there's this car. He doesn't see me. He's making a left turn, right? He's like coming towards me, making a left turn onto the street, but he doesn't see me, and he's like gonna fucking hit me. So I had to fucking tuck in on my toes and make like the craziest save I've ever made in my life, dude. I almost went head first into this motherfucker and smashed. I don't think I would have died, but I definitely would have broken a lot of bones. I'd have been fucking dead. But yeah, so I carved in real hard and rode out of it, and it was the most exhilarating moment of my life, dude. I wasn't scared, I wasn't mad, I was fucking pumped. I was seriously on top of the world. Oh my god, dude. I had never...
So much so you just had to pull on your sock randomly.
Dude.
Yeah, what about... Dude. So Kyle can't swim.
No, it's not that I can't, it's that I don't want to.
Okay. He doesn't want to learn to swim.
I learned a little bit more about this. Apparently there's just like, with like your body structure, your bone density and all that shit, some people are just not neutrally buoyant, straight up. And I don't believe
neither am I, but I can swim.
Yeah, I can swim, but I sink.
No, but yeah, exactly. So that makes it difficult, and it's scary, alright? I have a phobia of being submerged in water, straight the fuck up. I just can't fucking handle it.
Why I say this is because... Sorry, Keith, I'm going to let you get to your story in a second.
Oops.
But
I'm so sorry.
I'm going to let you finish. I'm going to let you finish.
Beyonce had one of the best songs. Okay, so Kyle and I, there's
what the fuck?
It's no mystery that we used to smoke pot and drink and stuff when we were little teenagers.
Oh no, we did those terrible things.
Kyle and I, got really stoned one time, and then we had a little bit of tequila at his place. And we decided, oh shit, it's summer. The pool's open at Kyle's apartments.
God, no.
And we're swimming, we're just chilling, swimming around, showering or whatever. And fucking Kyle gets out of the pool for some reason or another. I go, hey Kyle, come over here deep end and jump in. And he actually does it.
I had like half a pint of tequila.
I don't know what he was thinking, but he runs over to the deep end and just jumps in. And I'm like, oh shit! And this motherfucker's in the pool just flailing around.
Fucking dick right now.
I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should do something. So I go over there, I wait over there, and I grab his arm and I pull him over to the shallow end. But the motherfucker's reaction was priceless. Because he just goes... he has that the look on his face, like, you know, he's just been drinking some fucking water, and like he's had, you know, those moments where you come out of the pool, like, oh, you were down there a little too long or some shit. His fucking reaction.
Seriously?
Yeah, straight up. Like, you didn't know what to say.
I was
just like, oh fuck.
I was pretty fucked up.
Like, maybe, because I knew just in your head it was going on, like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And, cool, I'm alive. So cool.
How long was he, like, in the water?
Oh, it was maybe like
seconds.
Yeah, like not even under 10 seconds, over
For
5
Kyle
seconds.
at the time, it probably felt like he was in there for minutes and straight dying.
I remember that story, but I just don't remember what.
I have a memory
time.
of, to me, what felt like I was almost drowning, but I wasn't. Like, I was like 8 or something. You remember we were in the
Sorry,
pool
Keith,
with
we're gonna let you finish, but
I'm
Steve
sorry,
has
this
one of the best stories.
No, it's a quick one. It's a quick one, and it's on the topic of pools. But we were swimming. Me, you, and Paul were swimming one time, and I was like riding on the back, like on Paul's back, and I was like 8 or something. I couldn't swim yet, and I think we were doing. You were on Paul's back, and I was on your back, and you like shoved me off in the deep end. It probably wasn't that deep, but I was like 8, and I remember I went under, and I could hit the ground, so I had like sucked in water, like in my lungs, so I couldn't like. I was like freaking out, but I just kept kicking off and getting my head up enough above the water to get a tiny bit of air. But every time I kept accidentally sucking in more water into my lungs. And I probably only bobbed like that like 2 or 3 times. But I thought I was like, I'm dying, I'm drowning.
We're dying.
I was losing my
This is the
shit.
time.
And then Pa grabbed me and like pulled me in, and I was just like, oh, I remember that's such a horrible, horrible feeling. It's so awful.
I remember this one time Keith
Luckily now I can,
What?
Keith said drowning is not fun. So I'm like,
I remember that one time.
luckily I taught myself to swim pretty well.
I could have kept going with that, but Keith, do you remember what story you're about to tell us?
Yes.
We're running short
This
of time,
is
so
when
be quick.
this is when back when I lived in the apartment up by the
Right next to
college.
Susie's?
Community college apartment, not apartment
okay,
house,
okay.
apartment. When I was living with one of the times I was living with my dad.
Okay.
And I had a whole bunch of stupid ass friends over, and they were like causing drama, but nothing too physical. It was always just talking shit and
I don't know,
stupid.
sticky
Bunch of
Teabagging
scrambles. All sorts of scrambles.
Pretty much. There's,
Somebody
and
got
I mean,
laid out.
sometimes it was
'Cause
fun
I hit sticky, remember?
because they bring girls over. But there's this neighbor that moved in not too long ago back then, and
Not too long ago back then.
well, think of
You're
there,
throwing Keith off.
motherfucker.
Get with it.
But he thought he was like this motherfucker from California that thought he was all thug.
Bud.
But he moved down here for some reason, probably because the real gangs would have fucking had him for dinner.
Yummy.
And he would try to act like he was like into chess, and he probably was a little bit.
What? He's
Like,
so
you know-
thug, but
What?
he's in the chest.
Wait, what?
This
Where
story's
is this?
everywhere.
Wait,
Keep going.
That's the personality of this motherfucker. He like
Mhm.
he was trying to
Jeez,
act like he was from the gangs and blah 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 and played
From the
and
ghetto.
now he's playing chess trying to act cool, but he had a thing that I could just feel about him, like he wasn't all right there. And his car was parked up at this one area. That area is known for getting broken into because fucking
It's danger over there.
it's just
Bad
kids
neighborhood.
acting thug and being
Bad
stupid.
neighborhood.
And he tried blaming. Eventually, he tried blaming it on one of the people staying with me, and he decided to come up to the place. I would have been fine with him talking about it and taking it outside, but he tried like forcing the situation, and then he started reaching in his pocket. I'm like, "What you reaching in your pocket for?" I just charge his ass, make sure his arms stay down, and he has to like. And I'm like, dude, fucking chill out and go. And he just has to cheap shot me. Fucking
But his arms are down.
down in his pocket.
Not anymore. They're not. Elbow. Bow.
Well, it's a cheap shot. He just comes out of his pocket and does the uppercut. Just
Oh.
quick uppercut and catches me off guard with that because I'm just like trying to make sure he's not reaching for a gun because that's what it looks like his hand's like reaching for in there. And I'm like, no. And my dad, this is one reason why I'm not letting anybody pick a fight with my dad. My dad can work in his ass off and whatnot, but last time I saw him in the fight, he got his ass handed to him real quickly. And the only reason why I got my ass handed to me is I was like in a weird position, put myself in a open position to prevent him from shooting anybody. Basically, guy goes back to his house. We had the cops called already by that point. One reason why I do not ever want my guns locked away again is we knew this was happening because there's just drama from it. But fucking noticing a gun, somebody going for a gun or something in their pocket, just
Super
trippy.
sketchy, for sure. For sure.
Especially in your own fucking house, in your own fucking living
Ninja
room.
kick
I've
them in
had-
the head.
He was in your house?
Yeah.
I've been robbed at gunpoint before, bro. 5 dudes with guns all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that. I'm like, you were talking about the most crazy
man.
adrenaline.
Oh
rush.
yeah, that's probably like fucking
That's
top
the most
five.
hardcore adrenaline rush.
That's the
ever,
craziest
probably.
one ever. I thought I told that one on this podcast.
No,
already.
you
No.
definitely haven't.
Well, I mean, it's real basic. We were at a park, a little too late, probably. We were at Idlewild by the river. We were just drinking, having some fun, and next thing you know, a bunch of people roll up on us with guns, and they robbed the shit out of us. They just took all our wallets and stuff like that. It was pretty fucking sketchy, though. That's for damn sure.
I remember when it happened because I was on Steam and you messaged me.
Did I?
Yeah, and you're like, I just need to talk to somebody. I'm freaking the fuck out.
Really?
So yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Oh,
let's
it
play,
was,
let's play some Minecraft or some shit.
It'll definitely fuck you up for a little bit, and
Yeah.
you kind of think about everything when you're outside, especially when it's dark, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, that motherfucker, he looks sketchy as fuck. Why is your hands in your pocket? Get out of here. Yeah, that's sketchy as fuck. Absolutely, probably.
All right. Thank you for joining us. It's been an interesting episode.
Yes.
You look tight.
Especially with that ending from Kyle.
Mr.
Mr. Tongue over here.
Oh, Mr. Tongue.
Mr. Tongue.
And it's not even towards me.
I think B-Rad's getting tie-tie.
So-
No,
can be happy
I'm
about
not.
that.
I'm staying up until I have to stay up till like 7 a.m.
Jesus fucking. So what
I
do you
gotta
do?
work tomorrow.
What do you do with yourself? You just play video games?
Oh, I do all kinds of things with myself.
Whoa.
Okay.
If this is your
Stop.
first time listening, our
Your
podcast
dick.
is available on Google Play, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, YouTubes, and whatnots. I'm gonna try to get it on more things. I keep
Ooh,
saying
what's
that.
whatnots?
Whatnots.
Oh,
Check
dude,
it out.
you gotta check that out.
Whatnots.com.
Whatnots.
Go look
I
what that
come
is right
get
now.
Yeah,
Right, so I think-
yeah, look that up. We might not want to say that.
Don't go to whatnots.com. But you can follow us on Twitter at Fools Banter. Please do. Oh, before we do that, our recommended YouTube channel for
I
this
was about to
week.
remind you.
I am going to recommend a guy called Rycon. He can be found at Twitter at Rycon Roleplays. The reason I'm recommending him is because he is the one that I watched play the Frost mod on Fallout 4. And he did it in a role-playing way. So he just role-played his entire playthrough of it as the character that he was playing. It was pretty entertaining. He has a kind of a monotone voice, but it's kind of like a Morgan Freeman monotone, so it's good.
Chicken to China.
Yeah.
The Chinese.
he does a pretty good
Has a
monotone roleplay
And your
voice.
brain starts ticking.
Watching X-Files with no lights on.
But yeah, if you're interested in checking out his
Morgan
that Fallout 4 Frost mod, I would say go check out his roleplay of it because it's pretty detailed. He goes into pretty good depth about what changes have been made to that.
Whatnots.com, by the way, is not a thing. That's
No?
probably open to me.
Nice. But anyway, check him out. Twitter, Rycon Roleplays. YouTube, Rycon Roleplays.
Well, now someone's going to make a porno out of that
Yes,
one.
also follow us on Twitter. Fools Banter.
What is it, Rule 32 or something
Or
like that?
Facebook.com
If it exists, or
/Fools Banter.
Yeah.
Rule 34?
Yeah.
We totally just... I'm so sorry. Make sure you check out the YouTube guy that he was just talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, we didn't interrupt the YouTube guy. We just interrupted the last part.
But yeah.
About him
Dude,
talking about
he
Twitter.
does some sweet role plays.
Your shirts are
He's playing
blue.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Your shirts are blue.
My shoes are
Hey,
blue.
brr, sure, brr.
Anybody got a dad joke to close us out
A
here?
dad
Oh,
joke?
I had
Well, there's
Steve
only
has
one
I had
father
one.
in this
Guys,
room,
thing.
so it's kind of like...
that you know of.
That you know of. Keith has a bunch of little sperm babies running around.
Where, on his blanket? Oh, that's fucked up. I'm so sorry. We all jerk it. It's okay. Even Brad probably drinks it sometimes.
Hell no.
Just because you don't
here we
jerk
go,
it
here
as
we go.
often as me because you're disappointed.
I'm disappointed in myself.
Okay,
You can never get
we're
it up, but I
done
want
talking
to.
about jerk it. Hit us home, Steve.
Oh, weird. That's still on the podcast.
Yep.
You can cut that part out.
So
Nope.
my girlfriend clogged the toilet, and I got unreasonably upset at her. But then I thought about it, and I realized it was my fault. I should have cut her into smaller pieces.
That's not a dad joke, but that is a great joke.